Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rushdown Podcast. And today we'll be doing a Let's Talk Dodgeball episode. I have Nate Kreiter and Justin Payan with me. How you all doing today? Let's start with Nate.
Good man. Happy to be here. Appreciate the invite to come chat again.
Of
So
course.
yeah, so happy to be here. Thank you.
Sweet. How you doing, Justin?
Good. Didn't think I was ever going to be invited to a podcast after my Chicago stream incident, but I'm glad to be on talking with you guys.
I think everyone forgot about that incident.
Oh, I'll never forget.
That thing got deleted off the face of the earth like immediately.
It's so good. It's so good. It's such a good moment. Like, don't delete it, post it. It's great. It's real. It's raw.
So the original idea of this episode was supposed to be having Doom on it. Unfortunately, we couldn't get everyone on it. So I got Nate and Justin. Hopefully that's enough for everyone. Um, but little questions. Pine, how was your nationals?
Nationals was good. It was fun. I think more competitive than it has been in the past. I think the last couple years, like the same team won most of the divisions, but I think we had 4 or 5 different winners on the like throughout the weekend, which is nice. I will say it was funny to see how many people complained about the weather and the heat inside the building, which didn't even come close to comparing to Austria. But
No.
the fact that they were whining about New Orleans was quite amusing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I would never take for granted a gym with AC ever again.
Nope.
That was so bad. And Nate, do you still watch dodgeball at all?
I mean, here and there, like, I'll I'll get like a text from like Sean Wheeler, like telling me like, hey, we're playing Outsiders or we're playing Hex or whatever. And so if I'm like at home working or whatever, then I'll just throw on like the Twitch stream. Um, Although like the second tier of Twitch stream that you have to pay for like has stopped me from watching a lot of the games. Like there's
Yeah.
that like members only shit. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
this? Like it's so like I like try to watch stuff but I can't because that's on and then I just turn it off. But no, I've tried to watch as much as I can. When I'm like notified. I don't keep up with it as much. But I watched a lot of the thing and I watched some nationals and I try to watch like when my friends are playing to cheer them on whatever because I still enjoy watching it and I still really like the sport, so I definitely try to.
Sweet. I'm glad you still enjoy it because I know people just kind of like disconnect after they're done.
I gave it too much time and effort to like fully disconnect. Like it's something that it was a huge part of my life for a significant amount of my life. There's no way I can just like I tried to turn it off. I really did. I was like, nope, never gonna watch again. And then like I still have a lot of people that I really love playing it and people that I really care about and that I want to cheer for and whatever. And then I watch it and I'm like breaking it down the whole time. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? And it just it's just part of me.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like if you want to disconnect, because like if you kind of like start watching it and you kind of get that itch again, and you slowly fall back into it.
Yeah, fortunately, the age kind of stops that pretty quickly. Where like I'm like, oh, I got the itch, and I go play like one Friday night league, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck that itch. That no way, dude. Like, and again, it's not that bad, but I just don't like have the physical desire to do it anymore. Like mentally, like I like watching it, and it's kind of like it's like football. Like I don't have any desire to go out and play football ever, but like if the 49ers are on, yeah, I'm gonna watch. Cool.
Yeah,
But that's kind of where it goes for me.
sweet. Um, so we're kind of deep dive into the origins of Doom and like everything Doom because that's kind of the original idea of this episode. Can we talk about how Doom kind of began and how it started?
Yeah. So I don't know if I've told this story like fully in public, like in the way that I just feel like I'm going to now. Um, so it was like we were all like LA based except Jay, right? And this is pre Jay Doom. Well, I'm sure we talk about that later. I think that's one of the questions, um, but we went up to Canada for like a tournament a second time or whatever. And we lost to a team that like we shouldn't have lost to. And in no like in like the captain of the team at the time um told me that like Canada had this weird rule that was like um on a catch, anybody can come in, right? Anybody in the outline can come in. There's no order, there's no queue, there's no whatever. And so he made a point to tell me that, like, if a catch happens, you're the last person to come in, right? He basically told me that guy was the worst player on the team. And, like, to my face. And I was like, all right, like, and again, like, I respected his honesty and I appreciated it, but, like, that kind of showed me that, like, we have such differing views on, like, what dodgeball is and, like, kind of what strategy is and what winning feels like or whatever. And so we ended up getting our ass kicked by this, like, team that shouldn't have beat us, and me and Ish just get hammered drunk at this, like, sports bar, and I was like, fuck this, dude, I'm gonna start a team. Like, I don't want to, like, I'm done fucking playing for these teams that, like, don't know how to win or don't give a shit or, like, see the game differently than I do. And I just was tired of, like, spending money and traveling and just getting the shit kicked out of us. And so Ish was immediately like, yep, I'm in. And then I told him who I was going to ask, you know, all LA dudes, because, like, it just made sense to, like, do it at the time, because we, like, only really played in LA and, like, very rarely traveled. Now traveling obviously has become more significant. But I told him, like, who I was going to ask, and, you know, I was like, I'm going to ask Vince, I'm going to ask Cole, Terry, and Radke. And he was like, okay. And then each one of them said yes immediately, which was great. And then we tried to, like, keep it under wraps for a while because we were all still on other teams and, like, we had committed to other tournaments. And that went really poorly. And I got my ass handed to me, like, mid finals game at this, like, Phoenix tournament by one of the other captains that, like, thought I wrecked his team. And so anyway, so that's how, like, Doom started. But the first actual Doom tournament that, like, we played as Doom was UDC 2012. And the Payan story was funny because we hadn't fully played as Doom yet, and we had 6 guys for a 5-team tournament. And Vince hits me up on the side of our, like, Doom chat, and he's like, hey, Payan hit me up privately and said Rise isn't going to play in this tournament and wants to play with us. You know, should we let him? And I was like, what? Fuck yes. What do you mean? Of course. It's Payan. Like, I'm not going to, we don't say no to Payan. I mean, because he's Payan. And so I had to message the other 2 guys that, like, weren't on, like, officially on Doom and, like, kind of break it to them. I was like, hey, like, sorry, we don't have a spot anymore. And then, yeah, and that was, like, the 6 dudes. After that, like, the original 6, we started playing, like, Elite and whatever we could. And that's sort of how Doom formed, was, like, a drunken night of, like, you know, wanting to take dodgeball seriously, and in like a world where, like, only a handful of people did. So I kind of tried to collect the others that saw it the way that I did. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's great. Like, so many stuff could happen where Pine didn't join the team. If Rice
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't play.
Well, the Pine shit happened. The real Pine stuff happened later. Like, that decision for him to, like, come on UDC was, like, just such an easy one, because, like, Rise wasn't going to play and he was fucking great, and we were trying to win 25 grand. So, like, it was like a no brainer. We're like, yeah, of course. Like, let's just go fucking kick the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
We did.
Nice. Pine, do you recall any of this?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually know that the first UDC tournament was kind of like the beginning of when they first started playing. I would have sworn that I would have seen them at a couple other tournaments before then, but yeah, I mean, I feel like it was an easy decision because of I am who I am, but, like, yeah, like, Rise wasn't going. Like, at that time, they were just strictly, you know, court dodgeball, 8.5, like, that type of round wasn't appealing to any of them. And so, I mean, my only thought was, like, well, I'm gonna reach out to the next best team that I know with guys that I see, like, every other weekend anyway. And then when they said, yeah, it was just, I mean, from there, you know what happened.
Yeah. Was that the first UDC tournament? Was that when the UDC started?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It's like in Torrance or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess after that was when it started going to Vegas.
There was, yeah. The second and third one, I think, were both in Vegas.
Nice.
Or second, third, and fourth, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
We're gonna move into like the UDC era where you guys kind of had like a dynasty going. How was that experience for y'all?
You want to start, Jay?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I mean, because at the time, no one could really touch us on the trampolines. I think we won 3 in a row. Um, I would say pretty easily. Um, and even though we didn't get the fourth and we lost, like still like that loss, drove us to get two more and want to keep going as long as UDC was going to keep giving away money. But no, I mean it was a great experience. Even the losses, like as someone who's super competitive, as all of y'all have seen, any fucking tournament where I'm yelling, um, like I lose just as often as I win, and even with those UDC losses being as uh, big as they are, given that there's 20K on the line and it's being filmed and all that stuff. Yeah, is humbling, but you take that loss and you get back on the horse, and I think it just drove us to want it even more the next time that we were out there.
Yeah. What a great time period that was. Do you guys remember how much y'all won collectively?
I mean, with like just UDC, it was
105.
105.
Because the first was 25, and the everyone else after was 20.
Yeah, so 105 for that, and then you Elite used to pay like we were making like $700 a tournament for like the first few.
Nice. You guys definitely had to be the most earned winnings of any team ever.
Just it's not even close.
Yeah.
I think we're the only
just UDC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're the only collection of players that like might be in the green as far as spending dodgeball goes. So, like we're making $5,000 a year. Like, all right, cool, sick. Now we can travel to tournaments more or whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I think like just to kind of put my little 2 cents on your UDC question. I think like what Payan said, like my favorite thing ever was like just walking in the gym and watching everybody just go,
yeah,
oh shit, like here they are, because we knew it, and we kind of were like, we were cocky, little arrogant at times, like kind of walking in puffy chest or whatever. But then like, when it got down to business, it was just playing. But like Jay said, like that first loss, I remember how vividly I heard people in the stands going, I told you, it's over. They're done. Like they can't do it anymore. And like we got back to like our little like Airbnb and we're like, all right, motherfuckers, do you think we're overrated or like you fucking think we can't do it again? And then we went out and won the next two again.
Well, and that one sucked, I think, a little bit more because that was the year we also had the film crew following us around.
Yeah, that was the worst, dude. It was the fucking worst. They have like these like 4 HD ESPN cameras watching us fucking cry because we were like, shit, that sucked.
That's terrible.
And it's on ESPN. It's like Sports Center of us losing. The only time we lose in 4 years.
Was that the year your mom came too and like decided she was never coming again?
Oh, yes, man. my mother, my aunt, and my grandma came, and after the tournament, my mother goes, "I'm never gonna come watch you again." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "How many times have you lost this game?" And I was like, "This is the first one." Like because before that year, we hadn't even lost. Like I don't think we even lost a round robin game. Like
no, we didn't.
We just dominated for like 3 years, right? And then my mom's like, "See, and I was like, all right, it's hard to argue that because I'm superstitious. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just send you messages from now on. But yeah, it was really interesting. It was honestly such a cool experience though. Like I miss UDC. That's something I really miss.
Yeah. And that first loss was to Shooters, correct?
Yeah, Shooters to like get to the top 8. Like we didn't even make top 8 that year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, tough.
I mean, upcoming team, they got second at that tournament. They lost to Team Awesome that year.
Yeah, and we played them in the final the following year too.
Yeah, and that was a close game too. I went to Game 5, didn't it?
Yeah, we were down 2-0.
Yeah, that's wild.
And then won 3 in a row.
I feel like UDC could have done much better with their formats because it was like S2 or 3 and like the time. But
I agree. I think because then it like became like body count, just kind of like cloth does. And I think that ruins like end of game excitement, like where you're just kind of dirting balls against the back pad because you're up 3 bodies with 30 seconds left,
Yeah.
So I think that kind of like you said, it kind of hurts the dramatics a little bit where it could be like really exciting.
Yeah. But it still was like they'd want because it's on trampolines.
Exactly. Like, and it still was pretty exciting, but like there was a few games where you're like, maybe like 3 dorks against the best player or whatever, and they're just fucking dumping it into the wall, and you're like, oh, this guy could probably win if like was if they had to get him out.
Yeah. Yeah, when that gameplay started having that style, it really became bland.
Yeah.
And then it evolved to fusion courts. Did you guys have like a preference on which one you liked more?
I think we were better suited for the fusion courts just because like we were a little bit older, a little bit heavier legs. Like, we weren't as like bouncy and jumpy as all these younger teams. So like it more closely mimicked like floor, right? Like, because you didn't really bounce. You just kind of like, it just kind of was padded. Like it didn't hurt when you dove or fell or whatever. So I think like that was probably better suited to our strengths, but I don't think we really gave a shit.
Yeah. No, it's just an adjustment, getting used to the change, but it still wasn't on the court, so.
Yeah, still a little give. And would you guys have kept going if UDC kept going? Especially after that loss against Tula.
Fuck yeah. Like, I mean, we lost game 5 to a solid team. Like, it wasn't like, it wasn't anything like that we didn't think we still had it. Like, I think if UDC came back the following year, we'd have fucking won that too. Like Jay said in one of our first interviews, like, we're going to win 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever. Like, I legit, like, they beat us. Yeah, for sure. Give them their flowers. But no, if they would have kept going, we would have kept competing until shit. I'd still be playing UDC if it was still happening. I don't give a shit. I think most of the guys would have too. We really liked that. That was a good tournament, and the money was dope. Like not gonna like getting a $4,000 check, $5,000 check.
Yeah,
yeah, unheard of in dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still wish UDC was still around. I feel like it was a great feeder system for the dodgeball community. And also the production, how much they put into it. So definitely missed.
Yeah, agreed.
But moving on from UDC, we'll talk about the elite dodgeball era. Do y'all miss 8.5 at all?
Nope.
No.
No. No.
8.5 sucks.
It sucks. we were grateful that, we had tournaments. Like, Mark ran great tournaments. Obviously we wish it was a different ball, but, we were grateful for like the 3 a year and then nationals. I thought was a cool format, like regional or whatever, but no, ball type, fuck no, don't miss it at all.
You think you guys would have dominated even harder if it was like foam or nose thing rather than 8.5?
Yeah, dude, we were like are we supposed to be humble here? We're supposed to be honest. Like 8.5 was a ball that we all collectively did not like, and we didn't lose for 3 years. Like 3 calendar years, we didn't lose a single match. Imagine it was a ball we actually gave a shit about, like I think if it was foam, again, like would we have lost? Of course, like nobody, wins everything forever, but like we were a far better foam and nose sting team than we ever were an 8.5 team, and we were still the best 8.5 team. So yeah, we definitely would have. I think we would have dominated more. And I can say
we just would have hated it.
What?
We would have just hated winning because it sucks.
Yeah.
8.5.
Yeah. We'd win an 8.5 tournament on a Saturday and then go play UDC practice on a Sunday because we actually enjoyed it.
That's crazy. So you mentioned that you guys won 3 years in a row, but you guys didn't originally start winning right away, correctly?
No, sorry, Jay, I'm gonna keep jumping in here. So for the first like 2 years or first like year or so before Elite started doing like the rounds and like nationals, Jay was on Rise, and we would lose to Rise in every final. So we lost to Rise in like probably 2 or 3 finals in a row. Because the tournaments were far more sporadic because Mark was just getting it off. I think we'd compete with them in mixed or co-ed or whatever. I don't know if we ever beat them. Like I don't have a memory of that. But we definitely did not beat them in 8.5 right away. It took us a couple years to kind of like figure out the ball and figure out how to play. So it definitely was a struggle to like start winning 8.5 for sure.
I think their mixed team at that time was still winning because I wasn't on their mixed team either. I was on a different team. So
okay, yeah, it would make sense if they won. I just don't have a memory of mixed being played all that often.
How was it being on that Rise squad at the time, Payan?
I mean, at the time it was fine. Starting out in dodgeball and then jumping on their team pretty early after they'd already been established for 2 or 3 years. We all lived in San Diego. We all hung out outside of dodgeball. We were all friends. Practice weekly, things like that. So I think it's one of those things where it's like when you're on a team with people, you don't always see like what everyone else sees when you're like watching the game or playing against them. But then when you make that jump and you're now on the receiving end of that, you start seeing these little things that you wouldn't catch like while on the court with them, like some cheating and things like that, attitudes. So like playing with them, I would say it was great. We were competitive, we'd win. Had a couple, close friends on the team, but definitely playing against them was not ideal.
I think everyone had a bad experience playing against Rise. And then, I mean, that team was pretty dominant. Like, as right off the rip, that squad was like just amazing. And then when you switched over to Doom for UDC, was that like just officially just everything you switched over?
No.
No.
So I only played with them on UDC because Rise didn't play trampoline. I still played in. I still think there might have been a Vegas tournament at that time that wasn't elite. And then whatever random tournaments Mark did a little bit, I was still on Rise. I actually didn't technically like decide to leave Rise and switch to play with Doom. I got kicked off because of my poor attitude. And then when I got kicked off, I was like, "Hey, Nate, you guys want me on the team?"
Okay. Hold on. This is a good story. Well, first off, we didn't steal Payan, so let's clear that up. We did not take him. We didn't fucking like.
I got booted.
Like the whole time, like we were playing UDC, I was like, like if you ever get tired of that team, just let me know. That kind of just like kind of planting seeds a little bit. But
I'm a very loyal person.
He's an extremely loyal person. But we were at Van Nuys UDC practice, and I remember it so vividly that we were walking out like after practice, like gearing up for UDC, and he's still on Rise normally and just Doom Tramps. And we were getting to my car, and he looks over the top of my car at me because I think you came up, parked at my apartment, and I drove us there.
Yeah.
You looked at me across the top of the car, looking at his phone, and he goes, "Well, I just got kicked off Rise." And I was like, and I go, "Wait, what?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got booted." And he kind of looks up at me and goes, "You still got a spot?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude." And he goes, "All right, cool." And I go, "Wait, so you're on Doom officially now?" He goes, "Yeah." I went, "All right." And that was it. That was like whole like it was just like he just looked at me. I would just right place, right time kind of thing. And I was like, "All right, sick." And for a decade after that, he was Doom forever.
That's crazy.
It was dope. It was fucking so sick. I remember that him looking at me and being like, and in my head, I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude, it's over. Let's go." I was so excited because like he was one of my closest friends. He played next to me UDC. Like I knew how he played. I knew what he wanted. I knew what he needed me to do. Like, there was just like a chemistry there that we really had. And like, not that Doom was missing that on the court, but like he was the best player. Like, and he was 8.5 was his best ball. And like, he just really enjoyed playing with us, it felt like, and we really enjoyed having him. And so it was just like, he looked, and I was like, "Oh my God, dude." And I was just like, "Fuck yeah." It was so sick. It was such a cool moment.
Dang. How much it would have changed history if you did not get booted off? Rise probably dominated for another decade.
Now we just smack that ass at some point. No, I don't know. Who knows?
No, I think with my I think I was gonna like. They think me getting kicked off was always going to happen because just of how I am with my temperament in general in certain situations. And so like I don't think that like I I would have gotten kicked out at some point.
And it's funny because like there was never an issue with him on Doom. There was 0 times came up that like attitude was a problem. Just like,
Well, I mean, it wasn't. Well, Nate knows this, but for all the fans out there, it wasn't even an attitude on the court. What happened was we were at a practice, and there's a guy on the team, Serge, who would get mouthy during practice every now and then. You know, if he thought someone was cheating, or maybe he got hit in the head one too many times, whatever the case is. And he got mouthy during a practice, and I was fed up with it. And I think in the middle of a game, after he said something, I was like, "Yo, just like shut the fuck up." Like the only reason you guys win are because Billy and I are on the team.
Mm.
That was what like led to them kicking me off. Which sure, should I have said that? Probably not. But you know what?
but glad I did. Oh, don't regret it. No regrets, dude.
You know, then, yeah, they kicked me off.
Was that your only outburst ever against the team?
I would say like off the court and like at a practice, yeah. I mean, yeah, sometimes people would have like intense words like during a huddle or like in between games, which that happened with Doom often. Like we're all passionate people, competitive, loud. But no, like an outburst like that. I think honestly, I think that's really the only time that at least I can think of where I told someone they sucked and that they only win because of me. I'm like, despite what some people may think, Nate can confirm or he can lie on the podcast. I don't know. I'm actually a pretty humble person. I don't like to talk about dodgeball really or things that like I have accomplished or done. And so yeah, that was definitely not normal for me, but it worked out. Whatever.
You know, no notes, man. But yeah, he's a really humble guy, and he's like super loyal too. So like, yeah, just he's a good dude. You know, he gets hot really quickly, but then he also like cools off like as quickly as he gets fired up.
Yeah, it all happened for a reason. And then let's talk about y'all's only pinch division win, right?
The most important one.
Yeah, we played that one and we were like, "Ah, fuck, I'm a pinch."
Was it like a nationals division?
Later,
yeah.
Yeah, it was national title. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was and it's funny because we did it like because pinch players kind of talk shit. I don't know if they still do, but
so
they
much
did.
Shit. No, I think they still talk shit.
Do that? Yeah, they were like, "Well, this is like the most hardcore style. This is like the most brutal," and we're like, "All right, fuck, we're just gonna beat you at this shit anyway." And so like they were talking shit, and Glenn was talking a little shit. Glenn was like, "We'll show you how to really pinch," And so when we played them, it was a little extra sweetness to beat them. But yeah, like we actually like played mostly normal. Jay had a good pinch. Ish had a good pinch. And I think Radke did, but about half the team kind of just threw normal most of the tournament. Because like we knew we could beat almost everybody with normal dodgeball, and then like we'd throw pinches when we needed. But yeah, and then we won that national title, and I think we only played like one more pinch here maybe, and then most of us didn't want to play no more. And Jay kept going because he likes playing dodgeball, but yeah,
that's crazy. So you kind of just said like, let's just shut these guys up. That's the reason why you guys wanted to play pinch.
That's what really drove us to win pinch, like to really fucking like, because it was the end of the third day. We were all dead tired, like, and we were kind of like, does this really matter? And then like,
and there are some teams that went just for pinch.
So and there was dudes like warming up and hitting the wall and being like, yeah, pinch, pinch. And we were like, all right, you fucking dorks. And so that was like what really pushed us to like, all right, now we got to win this shit too. And so yeah, so we had a good run. Like it was a super competitive final, and then we pulled it out, which is cool.
Nice. Do you remember what team you guys beat?
Task Force.
Task Force. Yeah, it was Glenn.
Glenn, Zarin,
Squad, OG squad. Yeah.
All
the
OG
squad
was
on it. Yeah. It was all those dudes. Yeah. And yeah, played them.
We should have won. We should have won the next year, but Dynasty cheated in the finals.
Man. Oh. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
I'm calling people out. I don't care.
I know. I love it. I'm
good.
so like
good.
you're no filter.
What are they gonna do? Come play in a real tournament and talk to me about it? No. They can keep playing pinch on their basketball courts.
It's wild. Have you guys
What are
seen
you gonna
like
do? Come to a real tournament?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go play on a basketball court and
Oh, good.
have my entire body out of bounds, but have my hand on the line and it still counts.
Make
Idiots.
90-foot throws. What are we doing here? What are we even doing? Oh
it is kind of
God.
wild watching them play.
Yeah, it's silly.
Sorry, Brett.
Brett.
Love Brett.
So we kind of touched upon it, but I kind of want to bring up the Rise and Doom rivalry. You guys had like what a decades long like rivalry going on.
Yeah, something like that.
How was it like on that court when you guys knew like, oh, we're about to play Rise, or oh, here comes the finals, it's gonna be Rise?
I mean, I loved it. Like, I did not like them. Um, I thought, and it's no like disrespect to them. You know, you typically don't love your rival or the team that like, you know, you play often finals or whatever. Um, so I didn't really like them. But I liked playing them because it was always like if they didn't make a final and we won, like the final was anticlimactic and like we would just dominate the other team. And then if we played Rise, like it was always like, or you know, there was a couple times in there where we played pretty well, but more often than not, it was pretty competitive. Because Tim is like, and I played across from like me and Payan were on Tim's side, so like it added a little extra stank to it because he was so disciplined. And it just was a lot of fun. And sometimes not fun at all. Like when they had their like rotating roster of like who can we like bring in that like fucking won't take outs. You know, that got a little old. But the OG dudes always seem to be pretty good about it, so I did enjoy them.
Yeah, it seemed like every time you guys had a matchup, the whole gym just watched. There's always a big crowd, no matter even if it was like a round robin game.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, really competitive.
How was it for you, Jay, to like when you switch sides to the fucking cool side? How did you how was that? How'd you feel about it?
I mean, I feel like at first it was, that feeling like I guess when like a football player gets traded and then they're playing their team that they've been on for the last 10 years, they want to like do more than they need to because they feel like they have to probably the first couple of times, but like after that, I mean, similar to what Nate said, like it's just like when I play dodgeball, I want it to be competitive. Like, yeah, I want to win, but like I don't want to go and run through every team that I'm playing. Like I want to go, play the top 5 teams round robin, work my way to get to the finals and then have a competitive match. And we knew if we were playing Rise, like Nate said, it was going to be competitive. So that always made it, more exciting because we couldn't relax at all, right? I can count a lot of times where Rise would be close to elimination, like before finals, but teams would let the foot off the gas, do a couple stupid mistakes, and like Nate said, like they're very disciplined. Like Tim had that team like locked down, right? Like what Tim said goes, they would follow. And with a team like that, if you fuck up once or twice, like you're losing. So we knew that we had to be like on our game in order to be able to take home a win.
Nice. Yeah, Tim, the way he plays, like he could never get him out. And like he just like kind of drags the team along to like the very end.
Yeah, he's like he's just so methodical and relatively mistake free, and so like you just have to play cleaner to beat him. And so yeah, he was good. He was really good.
Would you say that's the only team during that era like that really kind of pushed you guys?
In 8.5, yeah, I think like. Or sorry, Jay, if you have something to say, I always fucking step on your toes here.
No, I was like define push, because like yeah, they would push us like in the middle of matches, but I couldn't tell you how many times like in round robin we'd lose to Showtime. So like, like I mean, if we're talking about that, like you could say Showtime as well pushed us because we would lose to them pretty freaking frequently.
How did we lose? We lose them so many times.
Well, so many
We throw
times.
6 catches. We throw 6 catches a
Yeah.
game. We're like, holy shit, dude, they just 2-0'd us.
But at that next level, right? Bracket, getting deeper.
Yeah, bracket.
Man, yeah, it was probably them the most consistently. Like some team randomly would surprise you, but like not really.
I think they're the only team that like beat us in bracket. Like we either won the tournament or lost to Rise in the final. Like I think that was the result for like 7 years in a row or 6 years in a row. Like we made every final and we either won the tournament or lost to Rise. No other team I think out in 8.5.
And an open. I think both of our mixed teams.
Open only.
I think both of our mixed teams got dropped round 1 in bracket multiple times. Had to claw back from the losers bracket.
Yeah, we play each other in second round. It's like you lost to the 18 seed. Like yeah, we lost to 19 seed. Shit.
Yeah, we're like cool.
Yeah. I'm just talking open 8.5 only. Yeah.
Nice. And you guys played each other so much because like back during that era, they had like the regions. So you guys played them 3 times, and then you guys play them at nationals. Because sometimes you only play one team once at nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we play them. We play them probably like, usually about 6 times, 7 times a year, because you'd play like usually a round robin and then a bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you'd beat them or you'd beat them, they beat whatever in bracket, and then you have to claw back through losers bracket to play in the final again. Because it's always best out of 3, double limb, right?
No.
Yeah.
So there's always like that kind of shit. We played them all the time.
That's awesome. And my first nationals was 2018 Minnesota, and I finally got to watch you guys versus Rise live in person. And unfortunately, you guys didn't pull it out. Do you guys like still remember that game at all?
Yes, I remember fucking every minute of it. And we don't need to get into the minutia of it, but yeah, I remember that very vividly.
Yeah, it was kind of
that was our last match as an 8.5 team.
That's what I heard is too. Like that was the last year Doom was gonna be a team, so it kind of like made my heart sing a little bit because like I was such a fanboy, and I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, and it was never like for whoever. Like I don't know if we've told this. Like we didn't break up. Like we didn't like we weren't like, oh, we don't want to play together no more. It was just because me, Ish, and Cole did not want to play 8.5 anymore. Like that was the only reason that we stopped. Like we played UDC literally later that year. Like we didn't want to stop being Doom. Like we still loved each other. We still wanted to play together. We just didn't want to play 8.5 anymore. And Payan, Vince, and Terry and Frank at the time, because Frank jumped on, all still wanted to play 8.5. So they went, to their respective teams or whatever. We just don't want to play 8.5 anymore. So it wasn't like a bitter thing. Like, just to clear the air if anybody thought that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I was really hoping you guys they'd come back and continue to play as a team.
There was like, I don't know. Everybody just had their own experience when dodgeball, like when their dodgeball experience, their dodgeball journey ended in different ways. So people just kind of stopped playing, and it requires a lot to be. It required a lot to be Doom, like a lot of commitment, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. Practice, like all of these things to kind of keep up this like reputation or whatever you want to say, to where like winning, if we didn't win, it was a disappointment. Like any other team, if they got like top 2, top 3, it was like, oh, great result. If we lost a final, everybody's like, oh, they fucking lost it, it's over, And so like with that comes like pressure to be at your best, and if you're not ready to commit to that, then there's no point in even like going out as a full team, because then the expectations would be on us and it wouldn't be fun anymore. And I think that's why we like those of us that like came back like sporadically kind of went to different teams, just because we wanted to leave the Doom legacy kind of what it was. And it was like, because it was almost perfect. Like it was such a cool thing. And why sully that? Just kind of, hang it up in the rafters and call it a day.
No. Speaking of rafters, do you guys still think that you guys have those Doom banners up at that UBC?
We better.
No, they fucking took them down, dude.
Oh no.
They took them down to film to film in. I think they actually took him down for the Kevin Hart thing. By the way, I think they took him down for that because they didn't want to have that in the background. And then Vince asked them if he could have them, and they were like, "Oh, we can't find them."
They tossed them.
That shit was so sick, though.
No.
Yeah, I think they just tossed them. Yeah,
That's
along
so
with the
sad.
trophy that had our name on it. One of us should have had that trophy, or it's like the Stanley Cup, dude. I think they just threw it in the garbage.
That's crazy.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, I watched so many of YouTube videos of you guys versus Rise, and like every game was so tight and so competitive. Um, did it ever get like super heated to the point you guys were gonna like fight?
Do you want to take this? Or you want me to...
No, you got it.
Fucking,
you tell the story better than I do.
Okay, so yes, it definitely got there numerous times. The best time, we were in Rochester, New York, for this like special like elite like pinch open event, and we were playing Rise, and this was I don't think this was pinch yet. I think this was just open at first.
I think it was open. Yeah, it was open.
It's open, right? And we beat them, and they were just talking shit, just fucking chirping and chirping. And I don't like. Doom usually doesn't start the shit talk, but we will.
Which is surprising.
We will take part in it. Like, we'll definitely like, send it back. And so they were talking shit. So I was getting really loud and pointing at Serge and like fucking doing this and kind of screaming and yelling, pointing at Billy and talking shit to Billy. And Mark's trying to separate us, and Vince, like, Vince being like Dad Vince, picks me up like this, and so like my arms are like flat against my side, so I can't move, and he's walking me away, and he can't see the scuffle that's going on, but I'm looking over his shoulder, and I'm like, Vince, you're grabbing the wrong guy, Vince, and like I'm yelling in his ear, and I watch Payan like do this. There's like a push, and he just goes and slaps Billy right in the fucking mouth, just slaps him right in the mouth. And then everybody gets separated, and everybody starts yelling, and I'm like, "Put me down!" He just hit Billy. He's like, "What?" And he goes, and we run back over, separate everybody, and like, no shit, like after a fight, like things are like supposed to be all heated and calming down, and we had Pine walked away, and we're like, "God, him, dude!" We're just laughing because it was like, it just was so fucking funny. And then Mark like threatened to suspend us and all that kind of stuff, which obviously he had to. But yeah, I definitely came to a slap once, and then. The rest of the tournament like went off without a hitch. Like, there was no like heated arguments after that. Like, and we were very cordial with everybody like afterward. But yeah, I definitely came to slaps at one point.
Awesome.
It was good.
How was that moment for you, Pine?
I mean, it happened. Whatever team I'm on, I'm gonna have my team's back no matter what. Even if I was at one point, friends with some of those guys and on their team. But he's just so tall and he's just invading my space.
Yeah.
He's like hovering over everybody. And then the only person to grab me was Jim because Jim knows how I am. But yeah, I mean, shit happens. It happened. It was over it, Went on to the next round, Mark talked to us. It is what it was. I think that Billy and I talked like the next like time we saw each other at a tournament. Like, it is like shit, like whatever.
Nice.
I think that was the best part is like we would like get into shit like that, and then
Did Nate freeze? Oh,
I think Nate did freeze.
Nate just.
All right, it's the Kim and Justin show.
That's crazy. I did not know about this story. I didn't know any of that happened.
Yeah, I think it was like one of the first few tournaments that I was on Doom like officially after they kicked me off. Like, it wasn't the first, but it was still new-ish. And then we had to like play them like early in on Robin, so things were a little bit more intense than they should have been.
Nice. You good, Nate?
Sorry, did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out.
Sorry, my thing just all went black, so I had to log back in.
No, you're good.
But yeah, it was awesome. It was such a cool moment. But like also like when the whistle blows, like you're respectful again or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
it should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys didn't get booted out right away or right after the incident.
I mean, he couldn't. Like, was he gonna boot the best two teams in his league? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have been as. I don't think without Doom and Rise, I don't think like people would have I don't know. I just don't think I would have the same draw without like
Yeah.
the two best teams, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Listen, I know dodgeball is supposed to like we're supposed to act a certain way, whatever. But
Listen,
like, if we were in the stands at a football game and we saw that shit happen, like people would be losing their minds. So like,
Yeah.
we're just trying to make things entertaining.
yeah, we need viewers, brother. We
Yeah.
need viewers. We're trying to get them. We're trying to get them clicks, dude.
It's all for entertainment.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh.
But coming off the Rise and Doom rivalry, what was the biggest challenge Doom had to overcome?
I think the first UDC loss probably, because like the first 3 years we didn't lose a single match. The first final was 3-1, second final was 3-0. Like we were just dominating teams at such a level that was crazy. And I remember that first loss happened, and it was kind of like it sucked, but it was like sort of a relief to a certain extent. Whereas like, okay, now we're not fighting perfection. We're just like fighting to win, right? Like there's this kind of like thing, but also like it was okay, like now people have caught us. What do we do now? Because we can't just like out talent everybody anymore. We can't just go out there and just blow everybody away because strategies are catching up. Like, because we were like ahead of the curve as far as strategy goes, kind of the whole way. And so like people have caught up strategically. I don't think anybody ever really caught up talent wise, if I'm being honest. But like, there was like strategy and all that. So like we had to kind of have a deep reflection of like, okay, so like now how do we get back to the top, right? Because like, again, that loss happened early too. Like we didn't even make the top 8. So like the Sunday whole day happened and we were like hung over in the stands. Like, it wasn't like, cause we got shit faced that night cause we were so pissed. And we're drinking with the ESPN crew because they're like, what do we do tomorrow? Like, I don't know. Fuck. We thought we were gonna be there too, brother. But yeah, like I think that was the big one, and we all just kind of like, because that's what kind of shows you what you have. If you win all the time, no adversity, of course everybody's gonna be happy. Of course everybody's gonna get along. Of course everybody's gonna be like, yeah, no, this is great. Like, we're just winning. We're beating everybody. But it's when that like, when you're like heads in your hands and you're like, holy shit, like was that my fault? Was that their fault? Like who did it? Whatever. And it was nobody's fault. It was my mom's fault. It was my mom's fault. God, she still thinks so. But like it was just like a moment where you kind of see what you are as a team, and we almost immediately were like, well, all right, next Sunday we'll go Van Nuys and practice and keep playing, and obviously that worked in our favor because we went out and won the next 2. But I think that was the moment where we like really realized like quickly like, okay, what we got to buckle down and like, work at it again.
Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like at that shift, I think every team was like getting better anyways. So it kind of just like opened your eyes a little more probably.
Yeah, I mean it was like a forced open. They're like, you lost.
Yeah.
Shit, okay. Here we go.
Yeah, anything, Justin, or no?
No, I mean, that was one thing that came to mind. The other thing I was thinking about was like, and I don't know if this like had happened with any of the people that were on Doom, but like not listening to like outside chatter and knowing that like we're all there for each other in the sense that when it came down to bracket and later rounds, like we pretty much had the same 4 guys playing every match and then rotated the last 2 spots amongst 3 or 4 players, depending on how many we had at that tournament. And I wouldn't be surprised if, because dodgeball isn't without their shitty people, people chiming in just like, oh, you should have played more. Oh, why do you let them sit you all, like shit like that, right? Being said to players that would sit on our team often. And I would imagine that would have happened a decent amount of times, but as a team and as friends, we never let that impact us because we all knew that at the end of the day, we were all there for one thing, to win. No one was better than anybody else at any different thing, but like we would play the best that we'd have on the court at that time. And again, I don't know if conversations like that happen, but I would imagine that when you are at the top of any athletic sport, things like that are gonna be said. So like the fact that we all for as long as we played together, stayed together relatively with no issues. With terms of ego, like I thought that was pretty incredible.
Also, like that was unspoken too. Like we never, so like the 4 players that never sat, like it wasn't like that wasn't something that we said. Like we never were like, hey, these 4 are not sitting. It was just once bracket hit, the three other players that like knew they were like rotational guys would legit just take care of something on their own, and like the 4 of us would just kind of play the whole time. And so that's how we knew, like, kind of it was not an ego thing. It was like, this is for the team. This is what the team needs. And these 4 give us the best chance to win with other 2 role players plugged in. And I thought that was the coolest part. Like people have asked, like, how did you do rotations? And I was like, well, we didn't like I didn't have to worry about that. Like it just was, I knew the 4 of us wouldn't sit, and the rest of the team understood, like, these 4 can't sit. The rest of us will figure it out. And they did it without any, like, literally 0 questions, 0 like worry, no ego, no bullshit, no like, oh, but I haven't played very much. Like it was like, well, we're just trying to win. And I think that was what was unique about Doom, was like everybody was there for the exact same reason. And it was really special, I think.
Yeah, there's every question I want to reach out to later about like how your team's camaraderie is and like how you guys function as a team. But I mean, those are great answers. Um, do you think Doom could still compete now if y'all still played?
Fuck yeah. Yes. Well, I mean, like, yeah, of course. Like, I was waiting for Jay to say something, but he knew I'd go first.
No, I mean we'd be the oldest team out there winning, right? Is that what you were gonna say, Nate?
Well, I was gonna say, like, if like, are we saying like young Doom, like prime Doom, or not even prime Doom necessarily, but like Doom at the age that we were doing well at now, or like what our ages are now?
No, I think what our ages are now.
If you
That's
guys
the better
continue to
question.
play through, yeah.
Is that the question? Oh,
Yeah.
Well, okay. So if we continued to play, we would have kept winning, and as soon as the shift happened to foam and no sting, we would have dominated that. Like, hold on, truly, for the next like 4, like after 2018, like we would have probably won for probably 4 years after that, foam, no sting, whatever. And then, like, outsiders coming up, like Shred coming up, obviously like Hex would be a different look because you're not there, so like, that's different. But like there would have been teams that competed with us after a while, and then, in the last 2 years, I think we would have had to bow out gracefully because it would have been like, well, okay, this is like, these old knees aren't traveling fucking, to 5 tournaments a year anymore. But yeah, I think like, but if we talk like prime Doom now, I think we still dominate.
Yeah, you guys have a solid core.
We did. I mean, it was like, I think it was probably the best 6 or the best 7 players put together to this day, like top to bottom. Because I think like even the dudes that like they were like our 6 or 7 or 5, 6, 7 would have been 1 and 2s on most other teams. And I think that was kind of the special thing about it. And of course I'm a homer. Like, of course I'm going to say this, but I truly believe it. Like, I think like depth wise, I don't think anybody could touch us.
Yeah. And especially shows like during your else time, like your core was on Team USA every year.
Yeah, we had 4 starters on the foam team in 2015. Like 4 of the 6 were our starters.
Yeah. Any regrets or things you wish you accomplished with Doom?
Jay, you want to start and I'll follow you?
Man, like when I read this question, I was like trying to think of something. And like Doom on the dodgeball court doing our thing. Like, no, I don't have any regrets, or like I don't think there was anything at the time when we were playing that we could have accomplished that we didn't, right? Because I mean, I wasn't on your guys' mixed team, but you guys had won mixed. We won open, we won pinch at least once, like we won UDC. So there wasn't anything at the time that we could have accomplished that we didn't. I would say like after we stopped playing, a regret would be, I guess outside of Nate and Ish, because you guys still talked for a while. I think still do talk. But as a team, we all kind of stopped like hanging out.
Mhm.
Right. I would see Nate every now and then, Ish even less so, but like outside of when Vince was trying out for, or when Vince tried out for Edmonton and made it, and like that whole experience, like I never really saw Vince outside of dodgeball after we stopped playing. I never saw Cole. I never saw Radke or Terry. So I think that would be the one regret, is we didn't like try to do things after that moment.
That's a way better answer than I had. Fuck. I want to expound on that because I think that's a good answer. I was just gonna say like the two UDCs we lost. Like I wish we would have gone 7 for 7. I really wanted to go 7 for 7. Like that's the only thing I can think of, because like everything else, like we won, and you know, multiple times or whatever, and our like, get out of there now. Sorry, he's in the room he's not supposed to be in. Knock it off. And so there was nothing there that like, besides like, again, did I want to go 7 for 7 for UDC? Of course. Like I felt like we left 10 grand on the table, and that's a bummer. But but no, I think like to Pine's point, like I think that was the beauty of dodgeball, is like it was like your 6 best friends and you saw each other every weekend, and then practices, and we do dinners, and we do all these like things because like we really liked being around each other. And then once like that connecting thing isn't there anymore, you kind of just float away, right? Like I actually see Payan now more than I see just about anybody, except maybe Ish. But it's because we're making a point to like hang out and do play dates with our dogs or whatever. But I haven't seen Terry in forever. I haven't seen Radke in years. Like, you know, we just kind of all fell out, and I think that's a really good answer. And I never even thought of that, which is probably shitty for me as a person.
It's your fault.
Yeah, I mean, damn, I could have been. I definitely could have been better about that for sure.
Maybe it's
But
time
yeah,
to
that's
set
a
it
bummer.
up.
That was a bummer.
Set up the reunion.
Well, we had a chance today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's like I see Cole randomly, or did when I was playing WeHo. Like he'd show up every now and then. I've seen Radke at like the last couple of like social like AZ tournaments, because he's playing dodgeball again in AZ. So catch him sees him like every week. But yeah, like outside of like Ish's wedding, like I think that was the last time we were all together.
Yeah. And even Terry wasn't there because
no,
I just think he didn't show up. But yeah, that was the last time we were all together.
That's kind of sad to hear. Like
Crazy.
as like a family of a team, like the fallout after not playing dodgeball anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's kind of like natural where like, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's one of those unfortunate things. Like it's like the friends you had in school, like you don't see those kids anymore. Like you don't see the friends you had in college. You don't see the friends you had in like because like that connecting thing isn't there. So like everybody just kind of goes about their life, and like, you know, for better or worse, it's like, well, I bet you they're busy, or I bet you they're doing something. Like I wouldn't want to bug them, and they're probably thinking the same shit. And you know, not enough of us like extend the olive branch. Which is why like I'm glad that Pine's wife Megan is like really on top of that kind of shit, and she's like, let's do a play day with our dogs. I'm like, hell yeah. So like it's gonna hang out with Jay, and it's awesome.
And watch a depressing movie at the same time.
Oh. Man, every time. But yeah. Good question though. Good answer, Jay. It's a really good answer.
Good answer.
It's like heartfelt, man.
I have to have my one moment. I can't just talk shit for.
You have a big heart, brother. Like, don't let people mistake that. You're a sweet guy.
Let's flip it around. Let's talk about some good stuff. Any favorite moments as a team you guys can remember or want to bring up?
How much time do you have?
I know.
I mean, one that jumps out to me is that third UDC win, because I feel like anytime you get 3 of anything in a row, it just means more. Yeah, I remember when we won that. It was, yeah, we were all. I mean, there isn't words to describe like how we all felt when we got that third one in a row.
That was 2015, right?
Yeah. And it happened so dramatically too. Like it was game 5 against awesome, dudes that we liked, that we respected, that were good at dodgeball. And like, it was just back and forth. And then that final hit happens. Jay gets that final hit, and we just went bananas. It was so sick. And the three-peat, like the three-peats don't happen so rarely. And so like, it was super cool. I think my favorite moment was, that was one of them. I think it's just a combination of like, because I've rewatched UDC here and there, whatever's on YouTube, and my favorite moments are like reliving back, because like when one person clutches out a match and the whole team rushes out to like hug them, or like do that kind of shit where like Payan makes a catch and we all jump out, or Ish makes a catch or whatever, and it's just like the pure joy and support like each other has for like that moment is like so sick. Like the semifinals for Worlds, I know it's not a Doom thing, but when Ish made that last out and that photo of us just like running out, and then you pick him up, like that shit was so sick, because it was just like this collective like accomplishment that like there was no ego, there was no anything other than just like pure joy and celebration together in that moment. Those are always my favorite things to like look back on. So like with Doom, like it was like you know what it was? It was the Dave and Buster's trip after the fifth one. Remember when we beat TC Boosh, and just the 5 of us, it was only the 5 of us, went to Dave and Buster's and drank a bunch of mini champagne bottles, got hammered drunk, and played video games for like 3 hours and just screamed and yelled. And it was fucking awesome, because it was just us. Like, we didn't need anything else. We just played video games with each other. After spending a week together, playing all this shit, we still wanted to spend time with each other and like play more video games to get more competitive. It was super sick. That was one of my favorite moments.
That's amazing. Sounded like a great time.
It was cool. Yeah, it was fun.
Do you guys go hard at Dave & Buster's because you guys know you guys won some money?
Yeah, dude. And we had like, I don't know where we got those mini champagne bottles from, but
No, I do not.
Someone just pulled
like
it out.
maybe Dave & Buster's has them, but we were like just drinking them out of the bottle the whole time playing video games. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Any advice for teams that want to accomplish or have the same success as Doom?
You want to go? Yeah, I got a sassy answer.
Let it rip, dude.
Oh yeah, whatever team you're playing on now, stay with that team. Work hard, practice, play with each other as much as you can. Know what everyone on your team is going to do in certain moments, and work for it. Maybe don't lose a few tournaments and then try to steal players from other teams just to make a super squad, and then still lose fucking tournaments. It doesn't help anything. What are you gonna learn from that? Nothing.
Sounds like some shade going on.
Work for it. What? Sorry, I'm a very loyal person, and I don't think there's ever been a moment in the 1,000 years I've played dodgeball that I've ever stolen a player from another team. So that's one thing that really just bugs the shit out of me. If someone wants to leave on their own accord, great, I get it, but that just really pisses me off, and I don't think it helps anything. I always, especially on the claw side, Kim, you know this. You were in the getting ready for Austria a lot. Whenever anyone asks me questions about that, I always use protect your neck as a good example. Like, that's their team. What's been their team for God knows how long. Like, they practice together, they've worked hard, and have like how they were 3 or 4 years ago is drastically different than how they were now. They're not stealing players from other teams. They're working on it. They're asking people questions. They're trying to learn and get better. Like, that is what I think people need to do. I don't think people need to, fly in 2 people from Northern Ireland to come play at nationals to try to win a fucking gold medal, right? I don't think these things need to happen. Like, play with it. I'm sorry. I'm a salty asshole.
Don't be sorry. I love hearing it.
Yeah, you guys beat them. Y'all beat them.
But I just stick with what you got. Like, it's gonna be rough, but like, if you're finishing bottom half and then like that first time you make top 8 or you get fucking 3rd or 4th, like, it means something, right? Like, we were all in Austria. Like, how many times did we see a team cry because they didn't win it like a full like match. They won like a set on like a good team. They still lost like 27-1, but like that one meant so much to them because like they worked for it. Like that, I think, is what dodgeball needs, um, because it makes it more special when you do well or do get to that point.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I think the origins of Doom are a little like, tough because we had to make a team out of nothing. So like we definitely had to pull a few players. However, once that team happened, like we didn't cut anybody, we didn't add anybody, we didn't except Jay, but he was already on the team, so we didn't count that. But I think like he has a point where like, sticking together and kind of like working through the tough stuff and doing that. But it's also like, I think it's really important to like respect each other and like try your hardest to find common ground, and like each other. Right. Like, I think that's so underrated. And I think like, because people equate like the sport we're playing to like professional sports, the reason that professional athletes don't have to like the players they play with is because they make millions of dollars, right? Like if I was making millions of dollars playing dodgeball, I wouldn't care if I liked the guy next to me either. Like it wouldn't matter. But we're not. Like we're paying money to play. And if you want to be like successful and you want to do these things, like a mutual care and a mutual admiration and a mutual respect really goes a long way, right? Like you guys are a good example on Outsiders of like, you guys all really seem to like each other and you really seem to support each other and you really seem to care about each other. And a lot of you are like someone's uncle's nephew's cousin or what, like you guys are all somehow related or some shit. But I think that's really important. Like on Doom, like Pine said earlier, like we would go to dinner, we would go to practices together. We would like genuinely hang out because like we really like each other. And what that does, that in my experience, that directly impacts your on-court shit, because now there's no egos. There's no like, oh, he's doing this because he wants to do this, or he's like, it's more like, oh shit, if he's doing this, that means it's the best thing for the team because he has the team's like best interest at heart, because he has my best interest at heart, right? Like Payan winning meant me winning. Payan winning meant someone I cared about winning, right? Like all of that was like, so if Payan went out and dominated and was the best player in the world, well, that would mean I have the best player in the world playing right next to me. And it was awesome. Like there was no, like, it was just all support. Like, and there was tournaments where someone wasn't having a great tournament or whatever. And all that would mean is like, okay, well now it's just someone else has to step up and it's okay. Like no big deal. And with that comes like, there becomes less speed bumps because there's not like nobody's cynical toward like someone's attitude. If the attitude happens, it's because something like that the team needs to address, and we were really good at that. Like we were really good at communicating like issues. We were really good at communicating like what was wrong or what someone needed to do. Like if Payan thought that I made a bad call or Vince made a bad call or something, he would be very open. He's like, hey, that's not the right call here, we got to do something. And we're like, okay, cool, like you see it differently, like let's try it, and if it worked, awesome. Like, and more often than not did. Like and I think that's what teams need to be able to do, is like, you really have to like create a bond. I think that's really important.
Great answer. Yeah, I agree with both those points. Like with Outsiders, like we're super loyal with each other, and just like going through like the worst of the worst to get to the top has been amazing.
And it feels better, right? Like, sorry, Jay.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I noticed and felt that when I played with you guys in Minnesota. You guys definitely have doesn't matter what happens on the court. Like if someone does something, hey, we'll pick you up. We got you. Like it was that like mentality and vibe. Maybe part of it's because you do play with Shota and he can go and be wild sometimes, which makes sense. But like, having played on like, random teams here and there at other tournaments, like when my team doesn't go, like your vibe was definitely like, we got you, man. We're all good. Like we'll pick you up, and it was nice to see that. Like, not that my team doesn't have that, but like that was something that like Doom did very well.
I'm glad you enjoyed your time on our team. It helped that we won too. I'm sure.
It's always nice. It's always
Yeah.
nice to win, man.
um, so it seemed like you guys kind of made a point to like stay with that core of that team, like uh, but you guys made it like a point, right? Like you guys didn't want to pick up anyone else, or you just want to stay with your core.
um, yeah, like there was legit never a conversation of like, oh, should we pick this player up? Like we got hit up a lot.
No.
Like we got hit up a lot. Like, hey, you guys got a spot? Like, from like really good players, like players that like, turned out to be really great players. But it was like, it was never even like, we never even had a conversation as a team because we didn't need to. Like, there was no thought of like, who would he replace? Like,
Yeah.
we're not running 8. Like, we weren't ever going to run 8 because 7 just worked. And we also like whoever we picked up, chances are would have made us worse as a team. Like not necessarily just like their ability, but like them trying to fit into what we already have going and how much we really, again, like how much we liked each other and enjoyed being around each other and how we didn't have to always communicate when we were like clicking. And like you add someone into that, like it just kind of throws a wrench in the work sometimes.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, we never considered, literally 0 people considered picking anybody up until
Frank.
Like we tell Frank because Radke on his own accord sent me a message and decided to step away because he couldn't commit anymore or something like that. He's like sent me a really nice message. He's like, hey man, I love you guys, love the team. I can't commit to the schedule anymore. And so that was the only time that we like, added anybody. And it's because someone stepped away on their own accord. Like even like our mixed team never changed until Sarah retired because she got pregnant. And then we added Brianna. But other than that, like we never, it's always the same teams.
Awesome. So there was like no potential talks of players getting added.
No, 0. Like legit, like it never even came to the team. Like even like if players got asked on the side, like they never brought it to the group because like we just like we were like, fuck no, we don't need that. And not that, no disrespect to anybody. Like we knew they wouldn't fit with what we were doing. And we really fucking liked, like as like nice as we've been and lovey-dovey as we've been, like it really was like that. Like it was just so cool. Like I genuinely enjoyed like the time spent out there. Like it was dope.
So pretty soon it's like you guys versus everyone else, right?
Say it again.
It was kind of just like you guys versus everyone else.
Oh, that's how every tournament. Like every tournament was like us, like the entire crowd and the other team against us. Like no one ever cheered for us ever. And it was awesome.
Rise.
As we played Rise.
Yeah.
Even then, like they started getting people cheering for them because they wanted to see us lose, dude. Like it was crazy how the shift happened. Where it's like they cheered for us for a while, and then we started winning, and they were like, "Nah, these guys are dicks."
Yeah. Stop being the underdog.
We're like, wait, like we're still pretty nice.
That's awesome. What are some big differences between dodgeball today compared to the past? Like how competition has changed, atmosphere, style of play, pace, and community, stuff like that.
You want to go first, Jay? You want me to?
No, you got it.
Okay. I think one thing that has changed is like everybody, like it feels very selfish, and it feels like each team is on their own island, and it's not like a community kind of thing. And I think one of the big like things that I've noticed is like nobody watches the finals anymore. Everybody just, when they lose, they get pissy, they pack up and they go home, right? When we were playing, like every team and every player like watched the finals. Semis were packed, finals were packed. And I think that's important for 2 things. It's important because like the energy is great and it like is good for the sport, but it also like the fact that you're not staying to watch the best teams play each other is absurd to me. You think you're going to get better by not watching the best teams, like by just going home and watching yourself play on fucking film or whatever. Like you need to understand why these teams are better than you. You need to understand like what's happening to get there. And I think like when we were playing, like, everybody watched finals. Everybody like seemed really engaged in kind of like what was going on. And I think like the social aspect afterward was also significantly better. Like we would, like every team would go out to the bar and we'd, chop it up and hang out and drink and, party with everybody. And I don't remember the last time I went to an after party for dodgeball and it was like a lot of people having fun. Like it would just like I get the serious aspect of it. And I understand but I'm talking like post tournament, right? Like it just seems like, I don't know. It seems like really like, again, like I said, like isolating, kind of selfish. And I think that like transitions into like people like not getting better because they think they're better than they are, right? Instead of like asking how to get better, they just, think that they should make the team or should make this or should make that, if that makes sense.
No, I agree with those points. I don't know if you remember Justin in our finals for cloth in Minnesota. It was no one in the gym.
There's no one.
No one during the finals.
Yeah. I to go off what Nate said, like definitely accurate. I think at least from recent tournaments, like outside of I'd say the like Philly or Long Island crew or even like the Seattle Portland folks, I feel like those dodgeball scenes are very like if one of their teams is going farther, like you can hear them in the stands. But like outside of that, yeah, it's like non-existent, which you would think at least for like a nationals, especially when you have like stadium style seating, you'd have more of a decent crowd to like cheer people on. But yeah, I think people get pissy, people leave, like, which is unfortunate because as Nate said, in a lot of those older tournaments, half, if not more, were there. Everyone's cheering everyone on. Most people are leaving when the tournament's over, and then everyone's going to the bar and like leaving dodgeball. What happened at the gym there, and like we're just all hanging out and shooting shit and relaxing. And yeah, it's definitely outside of Worlds. I would say it's definitely not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of just like the States that's doing that. I think Canada is like really good with their community.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just like it's also just like it creates such boring finals where like atmospherically, like you're like nobody's cheering, there's no loud like yells when someone makes a dope catch. It's like, yo, that was a fucking huge moment and it's crickets. Like that's crazy. Yeah. And it just hurts the game. Like everybody says they love this game, everybody says they want to play it, but when it's time to like support it, you'd rather just go pout because you lost earlier than you think, or you think someone didn't take an out or whatever. And I think it just hurts the sport. And it also hurts, in my opinion, hurts your development as a player if you're not watching, the best teams and the best players play in those big moments.
I agree with those. Anything from the past that you would like to, I guess, bring to like today's game? I guess like the groups watching, the crowd.
I mean, yeah, I'd say the social aspect, the community side of things would be nice. My not so serious answer was going to say stingers because those things were fucking a blast. But, those were but I mean, yeah, other than the social aspect, especially like at dodgeball tournaments, no, like the pay, like a lot of dodgeball back in the day was 8.5, and that pay sucked. It was not. I mean, it's boring. So like I would not want any of that to be around anymore.
That UDC money, we could bring that back.
Oh, there you go.
I think like I think what USA Dodgeball could like really benefit from, and this is the only thing that I could like think like what would I want to bring back. I think I don't know if you can do regions anymore because of like how spread out the talent is and how teams are like kind of built from across the country now and how much more traveling people are doing than they were back then. But like the regional championships and like the rings that like Mark would do, I think that shit was so dope. And I think like it incentivizes teams to go to all three rounds, right? And I think like the issue that USA Dodgeball seems to be having is like consistent participation from all the teams where like teams are only doing their local one. maybe not traveling as much. And obviously some teams travel a lot, but like, I think like the regional idea was so sick because then you get your ring and like, it was just separate from nationals. And it was just like, you won your region. I thought that shit was really cool. And it makes those tournaments like infinitely more competitive because you're playing for points every tournament, and it's not toward like a national seed, which I think is okay, but like there's not really any stakes to that, where like a ring or like a championship, thing is something to really shoot for. So I think that's something that I would consider, or I would like want to bring back because it was cool.
Yeah, I love those rings.
It's dope.
We got kind of auto rings because being in the South was kind of easy.
Oh wait, how many?
A ring's a ring. It doesn't matter.
I mean, we got a ton. I don't know how much we got, but we got a ton.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
What did we get, like 6 or 7, maybe?
Yeah, I definitely know I have at least one for each finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So question specifically for Payan. What was it like to have Nate back for One More Worlds? And were you kind of like a big influence on Nate coming out of retirement?
What was it like? Honestly, it was great. I mean, we played together for so long. Like I knew going into it, like we wouldn't have any issues, since he'd not been playing for a minute. Like I knew he would always like sort of like stay in the know of what was going on, right? Like in Edmonton, I know I'd message him throughout the weekend about some things, and he'd watch some of the games, but like I knew there wasn't going to be any issues with like him stepping back on the court and like having to like relearn shit because that's just not how Nate is. But I mean, yeah, honestly, it honestly felt like day one back on the court, like it was back then, right? Because we just know how each other play. We've been doing it for so long. Especially like felt that in mixed. Like we definitely had a little bit more leeway than other people would have had because we did know what each other were going to do, and so yeah, it felt like the 2, 3, 4 years, however long he took off, like felt like the good old days. Influence, definitely not. Like there was zero part of me that ever had a conversation with Nate, at least that I can remember, about him coming back out of retirement. But I would say I influenced him in the sense that because he is a super competitive person, I think seeing how we did in Edmonton, I don't think he wanted me to get a win if he couldn't get it, because that means I had one more thing on him that he couldn't get. I think it was like that kind of thing. Like, well, if this motherfucker's going to get a gold medal in cloth, like, no, I'll make sure I'm getting it too, so we're staying even. That's how I think I influenced him.
That's awesome.
That's funny. Wait, hold on. No, I gotta fucking say something here. It's funny that you say that. It was actually like, it was not that. I understand where you're coming from, and like you saying it, like, okay, yeah, I know, I get it. But it was like after watching Edmonton, I thought like legit was like I could help him win. Like I think like what you were missing, or what it felt like you were missing, was like something that I could bring. And I legit, like, he was the main reason that I came back for sure, was like because I wanted another chance to play with him on that level. There wasn't very many players that I played with that, like, outside of Doom, that had the drive that Payan had, and like the ability to compete at that level no matter what was going on around him. Just that, like, just being a fucking winner. And so I was like, so I watched them, they got third, and I was like, okay, like, really good showing. And I was like, I think like I could really add something to that team. And it was like, and it's funny that he says that, like, have something I didn't have. Like when I retired this year, I was like I legit was like, fuck, I hope they go get that gold medal. Like he'll rub that in my face a little bit, but like, that's okay. That's okay. That's what friends do. That's okay.
I would never.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit. That's okay. That's honestly fucking, I hope you guys, I hope you do. I really am like cheering for you. But that's really funny that you said that. I like that. But he was a huge reason why I came back. Like he was like, I wanted to, without him, I don't know if I would have, because it wouldn't have been as comfortable because I wouldn't have had like that person to lean on in a way that I knew I could lean on him if like shit hit the fan.
Definitely answer my question on that one. I was gonna ask if Payan was on the team, would you have come back?
Yeah, I don't like if he wasn't, I don't think I would have come back at all. If I did come back, it would have been for foam.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm glad I did cloth. I like loved the team, but foam is like that's the ball that I have the most fun with, and I think I'm the most competitive at. But yeah, if Pine did not come back or did not do cloth, I don't think I would have played cloth either.
I don't have a choice in what I can play. Brett makes me play cloth.
Well, we had that conversation, and you were like, "Well, yeah, I put foam," and I was like, "You were not playing goddamn foam." And I told Brett that I was like, "Do not put him on the goddamn foam side." I'm playing cloth only because he's here.
Dang, got auto vetoed.
Yeah.
He's like, you did that, you son of a bitch. Cost me a gold medal in foam.
But staying on the Worlds train, you guys played on every Worlds team together. You guys rostered on, right? Except for 2022.
Yeah, I got snubbed.
Yeah, we didn't pay T. We were not on 2019 together either.
Oh yeah, the 2019 one.
But so I did 19, he did 22, apart from each other. Sad. And then he'll do 24 or 26.
26, yeah. And win a gold medal.
Yeah, I hope so.
What were those experiences like, especially those early ones where like it was essentially like Doom and then two other guys on the roster as it starting?
It was awesome. It was like I actually like in 2015 I was able to like mostly pick the team. And I tried to get 5 Doom dudes in the starting lineup, and I got vetoed by like the heads of the org because they were like, we can't have 5 Doom players. I'm like, yeah, but they're the 5 best players, dude. Like, it's like 5 Doom players and catch them. Like I was like, that's pretty solid. But we ended up doing 4 Doom dudes, catch them, and then like our alternate Sam Jones like played. But it was sick because like we ran our like normal offense like pretty much most of that tournament, except Vince and Ish switched positions because Ish was a better foam corner compared to Vince's 8.5 corner. But Pine played right next to me the whole time, and it was like the same kind of shit where like we were just able to play the game that we knew how to play at a high level, and we had a really successful tournament and got a gold. It was dope. It was so sick. Like the 4 of us like celebrated together. It was like, hey, here we go, baby. Like it was just like cool because like it just felt so comfortable. And it was just like you see your best friends like now we're at the top of the top now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think
the Vegas one was fun and special because, like Nate said, it was a lot of Doom guys. 2014 before that in Hong Kong was fucking awful. I mean, it was fun up until the finals when we just got shit on by Canada. Because like we'd beat them in round robin because like Nate, myself, and Ish would do a lot, and then when we played them in the finals, they just shit on us real hard, real quick.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, I think that video on YouTube has like 5 million views or something now because it's
like
ancient.
Bro, it has like 60 million views, dude. It's like the most watched fucking.
Dude, I was being nice. Yeah.
God. Yeah, that shit sucked. losing to Canada.
So that wasn't great. That was an awful experience. I don't think I've ever gotten shit on like that as hard as we did.
Yeah, they just beat the brakes off us too.
Yeah. But no, after that, yeah, they were all everyone that I was able to make, they're all special in their own way.
Nice. I guess kind of like my last question. You guys miss being a team, obviously. Like you guys miss playing together as a squad.
Yeah, I do at least. I think it goes back to like the regret. I think like how we were as friends at the time, like how we acted on the court with each other, how we acted off the court on each other. with each other, and that was like it was special. It was different. Um, Not something that I've really been able to experience since then outside of like hanging out with Ketchum or like hanging out now with Nate when we do our dog play dates. So yeah, I do think yeah, it is definitely missed on my end.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
like being on the like top teams like Hex and Crisis, is just something always that's missing that like a missing piece that doesn't really match the Doom experience.
Yeah, it's a little different in little ways, right? Like Doom really felt like a family. Um, Crisis, a little less so, but still family-ish. It's like in a weird, like nerdy, different way because we had fucking Brody and Maddox on the team. Like it's just different, right? Like the vibe was still like the vibe was less intense as Doom, but still almost as competitive just because of the people that we had on the team. And then yeah, from Crisis to Hex, even more different just because of again the personalities that we have on the team. But nothing really has ever been like it was on Doom. I think the closest was honestly playing with you guys in Minnesota because you guys, like, I mean, your chant is family. Like, you guys, your ladies watch when you can. You watch the ladies. Like, it felt like that. But again, just a little different because I'm not an outsider. That's your guys' team. You guys have been that team for a while. But like, what you guys have now with that team is what we had with Doom when we played.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I miss it. And I know actually everybody does too, because like the sporadically that I've seen Ish, Cole, and Vince, literally every time Doom gets brought up, like, and like the like, damn, that shit was so sick, and like everybody reminisces and like talks about it. So I know everybody fucking misses it. So yeah, I'm with Jay. Like, it was really like, it was like most of my life. Like, it was like work, whatever we're doing, and then it was practice, tournaments, dinners, hanging out with buds, winning tournaments, kicking ass. It was pretty cool.
You guys practically traveled the world together.
We did, yeah, all over the world. It was awesome. For free, dude, for fucking free. UDC money shit sent me around the world, dude. It was awesome. Send me to Thailand. All right, UDC, thanks, brother. So sick.
So, I think you said earlier, if UDC comes back, Doom comes back, right?
Yeah, fuck, yo, bro, I could be 50. As long as these knees work, I'll tape them up. I don't give a shit. I'll still beat the brakes off of most of you kids out there.
I mean, it's no sting, right? We're built for no sting.
Yes, that's true, yeah.
No sting.
Has to be those, like, soft courts, though, because these knees, like, gotta be careful. No, I'm just kidding. We're so all right. We run every day.
All right, that's all the questions from me. Let's go into the crowdsource questions. Thanks to everyone that's sending questions. First question is from Pierce McKenna. For Nate, throughout your time playing, is there anything you would want to do differently?
No, not really. Like, I think like you can look back on the losses and be like, oh, I wish I'd have done this, or I wish I'd have done that, or you can like critique your play, or you can kind of have regrets in that way. But like that, all that'll do is spin you in a circle, and it's not going to help anything. And if I look back at my career, like, I have to feel really fortunate because I was incredibly successful. And so like I could pick out the losses and be like, oh, I regret that. But then like, there's 10 wins that go in front of it. And so like, it's hard to pick that out. No, like I honestly wouldn't change a thing because like, again, like the Doom experience was incredible. Every USA team I've ever been on has been like really amazing with great players, great dudes. And the friendships that I've made have been cool. And also like, I think the impact on the sport that we were able to have, like me and Jay, Doom, USA teams that we led, will like will live longer than we will, right? Like it'll go on past but the time we retire. Sorry, I stuttered through that like crazy. That'll go on longer than we'll play, and I think that's really cool. And so no, like I feel very lucky with the impact that I had.
Same question he has for you. What's the best advice you have been given, whether on or off the court?
What's my best advice?
Yeah.
Um, I think like, I mean, it was like, it was like something stupid that like we all would say is like, there was a song that it's like, I got six jobs, I don't get tired. Like we would say that when we were down 2-0, like in a UDC final, we're like, fuck it, I don't get tired. Fuck it, we ball. And like, it was just little dumb shit that like, and I know it's not like advice from like, an old sage, but we also invented most of the shit in dodgeball and like started the competitiveness. So there wasn't like old players that could like really like give us good advice. So I looked to Payan for advice. I looked to Ish and Vince for advice. And always the most sound advice that I got was like, and we'd give to each other was like, stay calm. We can still win this. Like before that UDC final, we're down 2-0. Or we're down 2-0 in the UDC final, and me and Jay are joking and laughing at jokes, like just like because it's just we knew that if we did our job, we'd win, and we just stayed together, and there was no like defeat, and it was just like just stay calm and do your job, and you'll be all right. I know that maybe is not the best like soundbite for an advice clip, but that's kind of what I have.
And the last part of the question he has for you, Nate, is what's the best advice you would give to someone that is trying to take on more of a leadership role or wants to become a leader for a team later on?
um, Study the game. Like, why you have to ask yourself, why would people follow you, right? Like, as a leader, I always was like, okay, like why would I expect someone to follow me? And it was always because I've worked hard at it. I would never ask a player to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I've studied the game, I've broken the game down. And I'm accountable. You have to be accountable. Like if you're the leader, you're trying to be the leader, everything is your fault, right? No matter what. Like it's always like if your team loses, it's on you. Even if it wasn't your fault, it's on you, right? And I think like building that trust is really important. Building the friendships, like Payan and I got along really well out there because like he knew that I would do whatever it took to help him be successful, and I knew the exact same thing for him. Like I knew that he would do whatever I needed him to do to help me win, and I would, and vice versa, right? So like it was just creating like that respect and that like camaraderie with each other. And never asking someone to do something that you wouldn't do yourself. But again, this turned long-winded. I'm a talker, but like again, study the game, give your team a reason to follow you. Like if you give them strategies that are sound that work, there's nothing that they can say to that. They can be like, oh shit, that's really good. Like you have to like kind of show them why you're a good leader. Like no one's just going to bestow, hey, you're a leader, just go out there and do it. You have to like earn it and prove it literally every time you go out. Like being a captain is a really like a really important job, right? And yeah, hope that answered the question.
It was beautifully answered. Next question is from Shota Barbo. Who was the most clutch on Doom?
You take this first. I'll go.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, so like, I feel like I'm not gonna say either of us. I have a lot of fond memories of Ish just be like clutching out games 1v3, 1v4 because he's a hard out. But like low key, I kind of want to say Cole because Cole has. I mean, maybe not to like win a game, but like I feel like Cole had so many just like 3, 4 balls coming at him, big catch to like bring you or me or Vincent, and then we close out the game. Like I'm going with either Ish or Cole.
Like I thought you were gonna be less diplomatic with that answer. Like I thought that's why I wanted you to go first because like my answer was gonna be like a similarly like diplomatic answer. Like I could always say me or you. Like we have huge moments of championship wins. Like that could be an answer. But yeah, I think like Ish always just like the semifinal against Australia. He made it was 1v1. He made the out to send us to the final. He made a big catch for Shooters in the UDC semis, 1v1, no block, sudden death, right? Like he did all those things. But like you said with Cole's also a really good answer because like the first national title we won 8.5, he caught you in to win, and then you ended up catching Casey to win the whole thing. And like he just made big catches after big catch after big catch, and first second year UDC we're down like 5-2 bodies in game 3, and he made a catch and hit someone to bring Vince back in. Ended up winning to go to ended up winning the tournament. But yeah, I think that's a good answer. Like Cole or Ish, they just were so fucking good. And I think the most important thing about that too, like, is like Jay and I did a lot of clutch things because we had the opportunity to do it more, right? Like we were always like, because we were two of the big dogs on the team, we had balls in our hand a lot. We were asked to do a lot. Cole and Ish like sometimes wouldn't touch a ball for 5 minutes, and we were like, okay, now we need you to win the game. You know, like, so they would come out of nowhere, cold, maybe not throwing a lot, maybe not like being asked to do a lot. And it's like, hey, the biggest moment of the match, of the tournament is here. Like, we need you to do your thing. And they would just do it. And it was so sick every time.
Nice. So humble.
You gotta be, right?
Yeah. Next question. What were your fave off-court memories?
Ooh.
You can start off, all you.
I mean, we kind of already talked about one, like that David Buster's experience. Man, that was fun. Another one that I always like to bring up when reminiscing on the good old days. This might have been after. You're better with dates and years than I am, but this might have been after the third UDC win in a row, when you guys bailed on me and Ish at the strip club, and then we had to get out of the car and like prove you guys wrong that we were going to stay and have more fun. Like that was also like that. That's a very fond memory that I cherish.
Okay, hold on. Before I give my answer, let me give that story. So we'd won our third UDC, and we were like, we just won $5,000. We're going to strip club, and so we were. Oh no, I think that was in Chicago. I think that was.
It was Chicago, yeah.
So it was the fourth one, and so we're like, fuck it, we just won $5,000. We're going to strip club, so we go to the strip club in Chicago, and we're drinking, partying, whatever, having a ton of fun, and it's like, and Vince has to leave from the club with his backpack because he has a flight to catch that night, so he leaves from the club. So it's us four now. Me, Cole, Payan, Ish. 2:30 in the morning, 3 in the morning. We're like, yeah, we got a 7 a.m. flight or whatever. We're gonna get out of here. And so we're getting out here, and Ish the whole time in the car is just talking shit. He is just in my ear, and he's like, "You pussies, you can't believe you're leaving that." Blah blah, just like in my ear, like just talking shit. And I go, "Oh, you fucking chicken shit! You won't get out and go back, you little bitch." And he goes, "Oh yeah." And I go, "Yeah, you're." And I just like called him out, and he goes, "Okay." And he gets out of the car, and he goes, "Who's coming with me?" And Pine goes, "I will. Fuck it." And he goes to the other side of the door, leaves, and they go back in. And me and Cole go back to I think it was like a hotel at the time. And not even a full hour later, they both walk in, and they were like, "Yeah, it was closing pretty soon." They come back in, and we just all went to bed and got the flight the next day.
That's
but
awesome.
that's a good story. Oh shit, I remember that so vividly, so good. Okay, I think like, yeah, I mean that night out in Chicago, like we went out and we had like drinks before, and like it was just like a super cool night. We also did like I mean like the Doom dinner where we would just like eat and play fucking Wii tennis or Wii whatever, and just hang out for like hours and just kick it. I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, just those little things that like kind of brought us together. Because then like when the tough shit comes, like it doesn't feel that tough because like you're not alone. You know what I mean? You're not like isolated. You're with other dudes that like are there with you in like the trenches, so to speak. So yeah, it was super cool.
Nice.
God, what a good story. I'm glad you brought that up. It's such a good story. You won't get out, you chicken shit. He goes, okay. He gets out. It's one thing never do with Ish. Like, he'll do whatever. He don't call him out. He'll do it. And Pine will go right along with him.
More questions from Shota. Nate, who was your hardest matchup? Also, Nate, thank you for being a great role model and friend.
That's very sweet of him to say. I appreciate you, Shota. Hardest matchup. I mean, in 8.5 it was always Tim, obviously. He was their me essentially, right? Except he didn't have a Payan next to him, so he was always at a disadvantage, which was dope for me. But Tim was always a really hard match for 8.5. In foam, it was whatever Malaysian was on the corner across from me, because they were just so fast, they could block so well, and they just made you do so much to earn the out. And so that was always really, really enjoyable. But yeah, probably Tim, and then whoever in foam that we were playing at the time from Malaysia.
Justin, who is your hardest matchup? And also, Justin, thank you for giving me the opportunity. You changed my career.
Damn right I did. No, thank you, Shota. Fun fact, Shota stopped what could have been my second fight in dodgeball, because I almost slapped the shit out of was Maddie Silvera from Canada, the first Toronto tournament I went to. So Shota, thank you. Hardest matchup. If we're talking about players, man, it's hard. It's hard not to copy Nate and say Tim, because on Doom I played right next to Nate, which meant I played right across from Tim also. It was something I always had to worry about. If we're going past the Rise Doom era, I'd say honestly, anytime I play against Jeff Snow, just the way that he throws and how he can go both always throws me off. And then after UDC, when Mikey started playing on the court more, he's probably one of the only people that I've ever really. Now it's different, but when he started, I did not know he was throwing until it whizzed by my face. Just the way that he releases and throws that ball, he could have hit me 1,000 more times than he did if he had a little bit more control, because I did not know that shit was coming until it was right there in front of me.
God, he threw that shit hard too. My God, that came out of his hands so fast.
The first time I saw that, I was like, what? How?
Remember we played them? Remember they came out to one of the West rounds when we played them in the final?
Mm-hmm.
That shit, he just, and we're I looked at you and I was like, holy shit, dude. That hit the backstop before I got my blocking ball up. It was wild. Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, Primer Gi was almost unstoppable.
Yeah, he was so good.
Next question. It's not really a question, but it's from Dana Outport. He guys gave you a heartfelt message. I truthfully just want to thank you both for being such unwavering forces of competition and strategy in the sport. Every single time I played with or against either of you, I've grown tremendously through the repercussions of my actions and your responses to them. And you guys being kind enough to coach and critique immediately after. You both done so much to inspire people to improve, and as far as I'm concerned, are the embodiment of mastery of this game.
That was very nice.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that.
Dan is a great example of someone who has put in the work and the time, and is asking the questions and watching the film and going out there and throwing dodgeballs, whether it's with Xander or by himself. And you can definitely tell by him making the practice squad, and honestly watching him in a lot of the foam games, whether it's here in the States or in Canada. Dan is holding his own, and it's great to see.
He has improved so much. He's improved so much.
He's gotten so good so quickly too. Next question is from Simon Harrison. What are the chances of a Doom comeback tour, specifically API?
I mean, I gotta be honest, that's one of my favorite tournaments ever. I love that tournament. But yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be me and Payan against fucking 6.
I'll do it.
I mean, I would too. Yeah, I totally would. Yeah. I could probably talk Ish into it, maybe, but that's about it.
We could probably get Cole
if he answers a text back. You see him more in WeHo than he responds to my text messages. It's crazy. Dude's nuts.
Hopefully, we see a comeback tour at least one more time.
I mean, maybe we'd be lucky to get a comeback picture. Shit.
Next question is from Mark says Ravi. Who are your favorite opponents to beat and why?
You could start this one and then I'll follow you.
I mean, I feel like it has to be Rise, right? Like there are like anytime you're like you have a rivalry that lasts, 8 years, whatever it is. I feel like that has to be the answer. I can't really think of um anybody else, at least at that time. If I wanted to give a more recent answer, it's because I'm sassy. I'd say Shred because it's funny watching them lose and watching Sean and Xander and Dylan and whoever have like their serious like hour powwow after a loss. Like I think that's just really funny. So like either of those.
I love that you say I'm being sassy and then you just talk shit.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Fuck it. You only live once, man. Whatever. Yeah. We're all friends here.
None of them are going to listen to this, right, Kim?
I don't think so.
No, I think Sean will listen.
Hi, Sean.
And then once Sean's listened, everybody will listen.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, Rise is an easy answer because like just beating them felt so good every time. Just because like it was just like it was a ball that we all hated, but we wanted to win so badly because we didn't want to see them win. So like there's extra there, but like coming from Mark, like I will kind of give him maybe what he wants to hear here too is like this also is I love beating Canada. I fucking love beating Canada at foam. Because like there's just some like I know like the reputation for Canadians like, oh, they're so nice or whatever. And a lot of them are, but some of them are just like rabid shit talkers, are just like fucking just mouthy. And so like beating them at Worlds every year post 2014.
Yeah.
Because that year, like, okay, you got us, you can talk shit, that's fine.
Oh.
And it happened to be like the two nice guys, Mergler and Snow, that beat the shit out of us. So, like,
Yeah.
of course they didn't talk shit. Like they're the ones that I'm talking. Those guys are so nice. They never like they've never talked shit. So those aren't the ones I'm referring to. But like, there's other ones that kind of chirp a little bit. So beating them at Worlds was always like something that I really enjoyed. Also because like the U.S. Canada like rivalry in every sport and like everything is always pretty palpable. So there's always a little extra stank behind like knocking Canada out of the tournament or like smacking them in round robin. And so I really enjoy that. And then like, looking at Mark's face and yelling at him here and there when he's watching in LA was fun too. Mark's a good guy.
And then who are your favorite opponents to shit talk and what would you say?
I have one.
Yeah, let it rip, dude.
I don't know if you remember him. I couldn't even tell you what team he was on because I feel like it was one of the Arizona guys, and I feel like they change team names every other tournament. Brian Armon, I think the name of his jersey was Swamp Donkey.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, I remember him.
Yo, he played. He just. It'd be like if you were like on the football field, drawing back and forth with somebody, right? Like it was never malicious. It was just shit talking and chirping, and like the refs would have to be like, "Yo, guys, like, calm down, relax," and we'd be like, "No, like we're friends, we're cool, like this is what we're doing." But that was just always fun because like I'd get him out, he'd get me out, something would happen, we talk shit, but like, in a fun like sports way that I think needs to happen more. I think this attitude that they want like at Worlds now, where don't say anything, keep quiet, raise your hand when you're out, like all that crap. I get it in certain instances, but like, I mean, in every other sport that you watch, there's a level of shit talking and things that are said that needs to happen. And I think that happened a lot more frequently, pre-pandemic than it does now. And so it's definitely missed to a certain extent. Now, I'm not talking about like, you hitting someone and be like, yeah, get the fuck out. Like that's different than just like sport shit talking, which I think needs to be a part of the game.
I could not agree more. It's so compelling. It like even like pointing across the court and like jawing at each other. It's like if people want to watch a sport, you want to watch the best fucking go at each other. Like this, yeah, like you said, like this overly like, clench your pearls because someone pointed across the court and you get a fucking blue card is absurd. I think it's so dumb. Like we're babying this like relatively violent game. Like the whole point is to hit people with fucking balls as hard as you can. Like, but we're gonna be like, no, like just make sure you say like good throw afterward or apologize. Like, shut up. It's so stupid. It's so annoying to me. Anyways, who's favorite person to talk shit to? Honestly, like I always enjoyed going back and forth with Ketchum. Because he was always someone that would like his pitch and his voice cut through everything else. And so like when his volume gets turned up, all you can fucking hear is his voice. And he always says what's on his mind, like for better or worse. Like he will fucking tell you how he feels, right? And so like he would like do it, and like as like the captain of my teams, I felt it was my job to stick up for my team when he was, and so him and I would chirp back and forth and like go at it. And usually Payan was like next to him, like not usually, but like a few times Payan was next to him. Payan didn't say shit. Him and I just kind of smiling at each other. And then Ketchum and I would jaw back and forth, and then game's over, high five, and it's all fine. But Ketchum was always one of my favorites. And then like you mentioned Matty Silvera from Canada. He just chirps the whole time, and so he's someone that's really fun to like kind of talk shit to. When you get him out, because he like walks off the court backwards and fucking nods his head, and I'm like, get out of here, you're out of here. So he was fun to talk shit to. Also, like I think in a fun way. I don't actually know if he thinks I'm a decent person. He probably thinks I'm a prick, but so maybe it wasn't in good fun for him, but it was always in good fun for me. It also helps when you win. Like you always feel like you're friends if you are on the winning side, right? It's a little different. But yeah, it was always fun.
It's awesome. Next question is from Tegan Pegs. Do you have any specific things or rituals you do pregame to get yourself into the right headspace to play?
Like there's a Nate question.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, I don't do anything.
Yeah. You're just like, I'm just gonna go out there and play hard.
I've been known to like slap people in the chest now and then, but other than that,
fucking hated that.
I know.
Hated that. It hit me so hard, and I was like, "Ow, dude, that doesn't fire me up. It hurts."
It fires me up.
Yeah, I know, but it fucks me up. No, man. Like I would have individual conversations with everybody on the team. Like that was one of my things. Like, and I guess that's like the leadership question there earlier is like, I think it's really important to connect with every player, because like a one size fits all like kind of captainship never worked in my experience. So like I would have a conversation with Jay before the tournament or before the match. How you feeling? And the conversation with Justin were always pretty like short. He's like, good. I'm like, all right, ready to go? Yep. Okay, we got to go win this. Yep. All right, cool, sick. He was always locked in. Like he didn't need a fucking like rah talk, even though he loved him. But yeah, I would just have an individual conversation with everybody, make sure their head's in the right spot. And that would get my head in the right spot, right? Because like as a captain or whatever, you kind of like have the thought of how's my team doing? How's my team going to handle the pressure? How's my team going to perform? And having those conversations alleviated that thought in my head where I was like, they're fucking ready to go. That means I'm ready to go. And that was kind of like one thing that I tried to do before big matches, at least.
Nice. Next question is from Megan Payan. How are you still so good at your ages?
Well, that's rude.
We're blessed, baby. God went, yep, you're going to be good.
Yeah.
40.
You're going to be really good at something that not a lot of people care about.
That's the thing. Like, we're going to do something sick, but only a dozen people are going to give a fuck about it. You're going to be one of the best ever, but like, you know who's going to know that?
It's dodgeball, so.
Oh, shit, that's so funny.
Um, for me, I think at this point, it's less about talent and more about I've just been playing forever and it's just instinctual, right? Um, isn't there some stupid saying where it's like you need like 10,000 or 20,000 hours or something to be like an expert in whatever area you're trying to be in? Um, I mean, I've been playing for almost 20 years, and so
Holy shit.
yeah, and so
That's
things now I
crazy.
think are just it's like it's like the back of my hand, right? Like I know like I'm used to reading things and seeing things for as long as I have. I think a lot of it is just instinctual now, um, and I think my body is just given up on trying to tell me when I shouldn't play anymore, and it's just like, well, this is going to happen, and when he stops, he stops. So I'm just kind of able to still truck along uh, and try to keep up with all these kids that are half my age.
I have the first half of it answer the same, and the second half is far different. Like a lot of it is just how you read the game. Like I have been able to become like where every movement counts now, and every movement that I do like is for a bigger purpose and is not a lot of wasted movement. And that
Minimal
helps.
movement.
Yeah, like just like the necessary amount to win, right? And like not extra shit that like is totally unnecessary and makes my legs even more tired or whatever. But then the second half, like where he's like, my body tells you I have to. I'm different. Like your boy gets sore. Your boy has to stretch and do yoga, and like I have to run to get ready for like for Worlds especially. Like I had to really do a lot of like fucking body work to like be ready for that. Because these old joints have been playing sports for their whole lives, and my hands are arthritic, and they're like, no, dude, knock it off. And I'm like, gotta go for one more. So
that's what my body doesn't tell me anymore. I think it knows I'm not gonna prepare like that with stretching, so it's just like, all right, fuck it. This is just what we're at now.
Damn, dude, jealous of that shit. Ugh, that's fucking funny.
Yes, trying out for Worlds and having to be a part of these practices and these stretch circles is definitely the most I've probably ever stretched in my entire dodgeball career.
That was something that I asked you about. I was like, you're good doing this stretch shit, right? He's like, yeah, for the team. I was like, well, I appreciate it. Like I knew,
I'll take it for the team.
I knew that wasn't something like he would normally do.
No.
I was like, it's good for the team. He's like, yeah, whatever for the team. Like you're really positive about it, but it was funny because I talked to you privately. I was like, you're not like just stretching, not much. And I was like, well, you mind doing? Yeah, not at all. Okay, it's fucking funny.
Next question is from Glenn Spacier. My question for Justin is, based on your experience, what is Nate's average time for his speech in a huddle?
Ooh. Man, I will say at times it feels like 10 minutes, but realistically average probably like 5 to 6. And that's if like we're able to huddle like with that amount of time or more before the game starts. Like I feel like when if Nate has the time to get going in a huddle, especially if we're playing a team that warrants a discussion, his talking can go on a little bit, but not in a bad way for the most part.
Thanks for the most part. I love that you had to add that fucking shit in. If Picasso's painting a portrait, you don't stop him in the middle of it. You got to let him.
You let him go, yeah. I mean, Nate's the guy that we would always go to at a team dinner after like a nationals or something to give the speech with all fucking 12 of us are sitting there. And yeah, it might be 5 minutes, it might be 12. You don't know.
But he's on the edge of his seat the whole time.
Yeah, you're always, because you just don't know what he's gonna say. And sometimes it's like sometimes it's the funniest shit you've ever heard. Sometimes you're just like, all right.
Oh, I thought that was going a different direction. That's fucking funny. All right, well.
No, your speeches are good.
Oh, thanks, man.
But that wasn't the question.
No, that's true. That's true. That was not the question. I kind of baited that out of you.
They were good speeches, though.
Well, I appreciate. Yeah, you were involved in
some of them,
a handful of them, yeah.
Nate, I will say Nate is. I don't like giving Nate compliments, but Nate is probably best person I've ever played with that's able to like fire people up. Like you're very good at firing people up.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Worked really hard at it, you know. No, it's truly like I think it's a really important thing. Like, get everybody on the same page to go fucking battle.
Yeah. Facebook questions now. First one's from Marco Stokes. Is no-sting the best ball type?
No.
I mean,
is it the one that's easiest to win at? Sure.
Yeah, probably. Where do you rank it out of the 4?
Those things. Are you including 8.5?
Yes.
Gross. 3.
3.
Yeah.
Foam cloth, no sting, 8.5.
Foam cloth, no sting, 8.5.
I think that's the universal answer.
Pinch if it was on the small courts. Pinch would go. I think pinch would go ahead of no sting for me on the small courts.
Elite pinch was crazy.
I really enjoyed that. I played it once on the big courts, and it was the stupidest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. I gotta go foam, no sting, cloth, 8.5. And the reason is because of UDC being no sting. I loved UDC, and it was so special to me. And it's no disrespect to cloth, which it is what it is. But UDC was so dope.
I agree. Some of those balls.
What?
Those no-sting balls were very consistent.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. When they started fucking doing it right.
Okay. Did you like the red no-sting balls more or the yellow no-sting balls more?
Nate's colorblind, so I don't think he knows the difference.
They all look gray to me, baby.
the less gray one was better.
Yeah. Yeah. The lighter shade of gray was way better. I got a text recently, like, hey, from a number that I did not recognize, and it was like, hey, for nationals, if for a colorblind person, what kind of tape should we use in the court? And I'm like,
oh, that might have been either Factorin or Dustin Harwood.
It was Nick Factorin. Because I was like,
he asked me about it. I said, ask Nate.
I was like, what the hell? I go, I haven't been involved in dodgeball in over a year. I'm getting these random ass colorblind tests. It's crazy. Text. And I asked him, he's like, Nick Factorin. I'm like, oh, because we usually communicate on like Facebook Messenger. But I told him what I would be able to see, which is funny. But that's a funny
I think
side.
I don't think I knew you were colorblind until that one elite tournament where I was screaming at you to throw the burden ball, and you didn't know you had it because it was a different color that you couldn't tell the difference from. And then you're like, I'm colorblind. And I was like, oh, God.
I had it in my hand. I remember that. It was at Pan Pacific or something. And I'm holding this fucking ball, and Payan goes, Nate, you. And I was like, no. He goes, Nate, you. And I was like, no. And the count went off, and I was like, what the fuck? And he goes, you have the burn ball. I go, no, I don't. And I looked down. I went, oh, shit. And I compared it to because when I compared 2 balls, like, it's fine. But, like, peripherally, I couldn't tell the ball. And I was like, fuck, dude, my bad. I was like, I'm colorblind. I couldn't see it. And Jay goes, like, genuinely, like, fired up, yelling at me because I fucked up. I did. And he goes, and then it clicked. He goes, oh, shit, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't know. And that was it. And we went back and fucking got drilled with 3 balls each. But
I didn't know you were colorblind.
Just like close colors, like especially like dark colors, it's really hard to like tell the difference between sometimes.
Nice. Next question is from Dustin Harwood. A couple questions. First one is, would either of you take on a coaching role?
Yes. That was my intention after Austria. I was fully planning on retiring and gonna try to transition to being a scout and coach. But as you can tell, it didn't go the way that I thought it was going to. So
if it was a gold, would you have gone through with that?
Oh, 1,000%. I would have said see ya. I would have that gold coaster would have been on my fucking coffee table right now.
I mailed it to my mother. I glued magnets on the back and mailed it to my mom, and it's a magnet on her fridge.
Yeah, I was fully planning on retiring. Connor Heelan actually was the one who kind of convinced me not to. So, but yeah, no. If we get a gold in 2026, you guys aren't going to see me on a dodgeball court again.
I respect that.
Too old.
Yeah, me, no. Not currently. I've never. Who knows? Never say never. But I've obviously been a coach, approached to coach a handful of times. Um, it's not because I don't care about the game. We've talked about that. I love the game. I love all of it. But I can't do things like half-assed. Like when I commit to like, especially dodgeball. Like when I commit fully, and it becomes like a really like huge time. A time commitment and effort commitment and energy commitment and obviously like you saw it at Worlds, like I was like, I was in the chat every day and I was like talking it becomes like a huge part of like what I'm doing. And at the moment, like I am happy not having that in my life where like, again, I still love dodgeball. I still love talking about it. I like being here. I still watch when I can. But the obligation to like give someone else or give a full team my all is something that I just can't commit to right now. And I talked to Cobble about it, like literally like a few days ago again, where I was like, I really appreciate like, you talking to me about it, but I just can't like give you what you deserve or the team what they deserve. And so until like either a mindset changes or like in my life where like I'm not as like busy as I am or whatever doing like outside dodgeball stuff to where I can commit like couple nights a week and then some weekends here and there. It's just a big commitment and I wouldn't half-ass it because people deserve better than that.
Nice. Yeah. Going back to that silver medal, does that still eat you guys up?
Yeah, it does.
I still want to cry.
Yeah, man, it fucking sucks. I actually thought this might be a question because I was thinking about it. I didn't see it, but I thought about it today and I was like, does it really bother me? And like, I think when I pull emotion out of it, like I'm so proud of what we did. Cause like you think about the team, we were a team for less than 6 months, right? Like from the final team that was picked, right? We had 1 8-hour practice together and we had like 6 or 7 film sessions, right? Maybe. And we took a team that had been together for 10 years to overtime. Like it's pretty special. Now all that nice shit being said, like, yeah, it fucking sucks ass. It's fucking annoying. And yeah, it pisses me off, but you take the wins with the losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I watch the game, I watch it all the way up to like the last like minute. I'm like, all right, I'm over it.
I watched it like relatively recently because I was feeling like a lot of self-hatred. And I was like, you know what? I don't like myself right now. Let me watch this shit and not like myself more. And honestly, like it made me feel a lot better because like I was like, okay, because like your mind like tells you certain things happened or they contort things or like make it like way worse than it actually was. And like it was something where I was like, okay, like this doesn't tear my heart out watching this. Like, does it feel like I got stabbed in the heart? Of course. Like, and it fucking sucks. But I'm glad I watched it. Well, sort of glad. Like, not fully glad. Like, after I was done, I was pretty pissy for like a couple. But
I rewatched it that night.
I know you told me,
and then I haven't since.
Oh no!
But I mean, I think about it randomly.
Yeah.
I always just go back to I think before that last game started, Nate, you came up and asked if I wanted to switch something up or like go in the corner or whatever, and I said no. Like that's the only thing that I ever think about. I was like, oh, what if I did? But like,
yeah,
we had the team that we had and the people in the positions that we had for the entire time, and we got to that point, and so like. Again, going along the lines of like superstition, like I'm not gonna like no, like our positions are our positions. We've been doing that the entire time, like no, and I don't think I would go back and like if I could do it differently, like
yeah. I know. I play that in my head a lot too, where I'm like, because you were playing so well, and it was like. And knowing you and knowing like kind of and again knowing what it takes to fucking win, like we've won so much where I was like, okay, like what do I think like gives us an advantage? And I was like, well, what I think would give us an advantage is making Payan as comfortable as possible. And so that's where that question derived from. It wasn't about like it wasn't about questioning the lineup, or it wasn't about questioning anybody or like anybody's abilities. It was like, if Payan's super comfortable in this like overtime period, like how do I make him as comfortable as possible? And you saying no like made sense to me. Where I was like, okay, like so he's comfortable where he's at, like we're okay, like whatever. And obviously, I wish it would have turned out differently, but like that was where that came from. Was like, okay, like I know Payan, he's been really good in this final. How do I make him more comfortable? It's like just like kind of talk to him, and that was my way of like kind of trying to connect with you in that like really intense moment.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Brutal.
Tell the cookie crumble sometimes. You can't be excited about wins and like fucking not have losses, right? Like that's what makes the wins so sweet, is the fucking punches in the fucking face.
Yeah. The second part of that question is, if yes, which ball type would you coach?
Wait, say it again.
So this is like the 1A question off
okay.
The first one. If you were to take a coaching role, which ball type?
Foam. Probably cloth. Just would you do?
Would you do men's, mixed, women's?
I'd probably try to do women's and mixed. I don't think I could coach dudes. I just don't think I can.
You also like you're not the softest deliverer.
Yeah, no. But also like they wouldn't need it. Like they have like I think Brett's a great coach. Yeah, like what Brett has been doing and has done, like I don't like. No, he's got it. And I definitely think the women's cloth side, since Edmonton, like definitely needs more help. And so I think with how I have played the game and played cloth specifically, it'd be more beneficial to help them than anything.
I see that.
I'd go men's foam. It's just that's home for me. It's like comfortable. It's and like especially with like the team that's there now, like me and Eli have a really strong like history, and him being like the leader, the captain, the top dog, like that would be the most natural fit, I think, and I think we'd work potentially really well together.
Imagine if it didn't.
What?
I said, imagine if it didn't work.
Yeah, we have all these like really positive feelings for each other, and then I turn out to be just a piece of shit head coach. Oh, that's actually really funny.
Second question: should Nosting die or be elevated to the world stage?
No, go ahead.
I was just saying it should not be elevated to worlds. I think like
if it was, we'd never lose.
Well, that's true.
That's true.
Well, so maybe we should replace that with cloth then. No, I think no, it should not be elevated to worlds unless like you get rid of. I personally think 6 divisions is already, or is it 6? 6 divisions. Yeah. It's already too many. Because I think it just like it waters down competition. It like spreads like good dodgeball out too much, in my opinion, for a sport that needs like to show itself good dodgeball. So like I think adding something else to worlds is probably not a good thing. But would I pick No Sting over cloth? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, especially the rule book.
Yeah, like yeah, and we'd fucking dominate.
Justin, you had anything for that or no?
No. I mean, it definitely shouldn't be at a world's level. I mean, I'm indifferent about nesting. I think it's tough for USA Dodgeball right now to like get rid of it, because it does draw in some teams and people do like it, but at the same time, like trying to decide if they want to like push a more social aspect to the tournaments or gear the tournaments more towards getting people more competitive and like closer to like a world's level. And if that's the case, like No Sting can't be a part of it. But I definitely don't think it should be dropped. I do think if it is going to continue to be at nationals, it should be the last day, so that you're doing, quote unquote, the 2 more competitive divisions that a lot of the high level teams are playing at competitively for worlds like first. So people are less tired. And then you can do the more fun social division at the end of the weekend, like to end it.
That makes sense. I think that's what they did for the Kansas City Nationals, where noticing was the
Yeah.
last day. Yeah. And they switched it up for this one. Yeah. Third question. For Justin, how many years do these knees have left?
Oh Jesus. Hopefully just one when we get gold and I can stop. If we don't,
if you don't, are you gonna play again?
If I don't, I have to have a real conversation with myself. No, a big reason why I was thinking about retiring was I think after Edmonton or just before Edmonton, and then after I'd hurt my knee twice, and like each time I did it, I had to stop for like 4 months. I couldn't like do anything, and so I told myself after Austria that I would play, and if it happened again, I would stop because I just don't want to deal with it again. I do think I have a little bit longer than I think I do because I stopped wearing knee pads, so I'm not dropping around as much. And I think that's what was causing it with my age and just how long I've been playing on my knees, sliding around, doing the shit that I've been doing. Like, I think over time, I can't be doing that anymore, which is why I don't wear knee pads anymore because I don't want to drop around. And I think that's helped because my knees definitely don't hurt nearly as much as they used to when I was wearing knee pads. But at most, this World's and the next one, I don't think I could do any more than that. I don't even know if I want to. Like, just, yeah, with how some of these tournaments go and still some of the shit that you see with teams on and off the court, it's like, do I want to continue spending money and getting pissy all the time because people are fucking cunts? Sorry, that's not a bad word in Europe. It's fine.
I was waiting for that word to come out. I almost said it twice earlier. Oh shit, that's funny.
But yeah, like even when like
that one.
No, we're fine. No, it's a term of endearment in some countries.
That's true.
But even when I like retire, like I'll still like play in random tournaments, and obviously like I'd want to coach a scout, so I'm not gonna like not be around.
Nice.
Sorry.
Sorry. No, I'm pretty sure you guys are for sure gonna win that gold medal next year.
I really hope so.
Me too.
For Nate.
Yes.
For Nate, how is retirement life treating you?
You know what? It's beautiful. You know, like I think, like I said earlier, like it just frees up so much, like not just like actual time spent, you know, like with just weekends and, you know, an hour a night, you know, a couple of nights a week or whatever. But like it's just like the mental energy that I put into dodgeball because I had to. Or I felt like I had to because I wanted to outthink and outplan and out this and out that everybody. And then like there's like the drive to be the best, right? Which like takes a lot of thought and effort and energy or whatever. So yeah, long story short, it's nice because like I have no obligation to like anyone other than like me, you know? And like seeing like people out, like seeing dodgeball friends outside of dodgeball is like a choice now instead of like, you know what I mean? Like where like you see these people, like you assume you're going to see these people, but now like with Jay and Megan, like we now make the effort to see each other, which is really cool. And I'm still like thankfully getting like the friendships and not like losing that, which is nice. But yeah, like so much like less stress in my life, like way less stress, and like watching like fucking nationals happen and watching these assholes yell at each other and shit. I'm like fucking sweet. I'm not there, like thinking about it, you know, and like, you know, not being sore or, you know, having the post tournament like fucking sads for 2 days after a tournament or whatever. Like it's honestly been really fucking nice, man. I love it.
Nice.
No regrets.
No regrets. Next question is from Sergio Leone. For Nate, Steve Young or Joe Montana?
What? Joe Montana? What?
Yeah.
Easy.
Oof,
Fucking
that's
easy.
easy.
I mean, I respect the both Niners and Steve Young, you know, MVP, Super Bowl champ. But like, Joe Montana's got fucking what, 4 of those babies?
Yeah, one of the goats.
You know, 4-0 in the Super Bowl, like pretty cool. Yeah, Joe Montana.
Pretty cool.
For Payan, in season 2 of the podcast, you had mentioned you played Ultimate Frisbee in the past. Of the current crop of players, and if you were to rejoin the Ultimate League, which players are you drafting?
Oh, that's a random question.
Yeah, that's super specific.
Yeah. No, Ultimate Frisbee's fun. I mean, I feel like I'd want to go tall. So I obviously I'd ask Nate because he's a gamer. So like I'm gonna
First
get the
pick,
best out of
motherfuckers.
I'd probably also get Ketchum
Oh, guys.
because he's just a freak. Yeah. Then after that, I mean, speed. I feel like would work. Quan's pretty quick, even though I beat him at the combine to the middle ball. You heard it here on the stream in case you guys didn't know. Nate was there, and so was Kim to see it happen live.
I don't know, dude. My back was thin. No, I saw it happen. Everybody's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, right. But yeah, I think I'd go for height and speed.
Didn't run for the next 10 minutes. He's like, "Beat him once, I'm out."
No, I mean, I didn't need to. I mean,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
what's the point?
Proved it. Another question from Sergio. Which sports analogy do each of you guys like when talking about Doom? The 90s Bulls, early 2000 Patriots, early 2000 Real Madrid, just as an example.
Well, F the Patriots.
Yeah, no thank. No way. Well, I mean,
no Lakers?
Yuck, no. I mean, I don't think we've ever like really compared ourselves to like any of those teams. We like in our like conversational like arrogance, like we were better than all of those teams. Like legit, like we like our winning percentage in tournaments is better than like every pro sports team ever. And so like we're just one of one, man, in a sport that like unfortunately no one gives a shit about, that doesn't pay us fucking millions of dollars to be good at.
Maybe one day there'll be a documentary on dodgeball.
Well, we had one of those and we lost in it.
Right.
Another question from Sergio. Who in Doom would run the tables at beer pong, and why is it Ish?
It's actually not Ish. It's
wrong.
Two guys in the call right now.
Yeah, what do you mean? Fucking wrong. No, me and Payan we kicked everybody's ass. Always. Like we just dominate everybody. And honestly, like at any bar game, really, like we would like go play shuffleboard and just kick this shit. We were like, for some reason, we were just good at like, well, we're really good at like silly games, right?
Silly games that no one cares about.
Yep.
Yeah, like we're so fucking good at that. We're like, oh, you play beer pong? Yeah, we're just gonna fucking beat everybody by a lot. Cornhole, cool. Darts, yeah, fine.
Hey, Cornhole's on TV though, so at least they got
that. It is on TV and sponsors.
That shit's wild, by the way. That is absurd.
We picked the wrong.
The fact that you can be like, yeah, cool, nice fucking bag, dude. So dumb. So dumb.
That and pickleball.
Also, like, dumb. But whatever.
Next questions from Bo Tilly. Knowing what you know now, what would have done differently strategically, if anything, in the gold medal match versus Austria? And what does the next iteration of the men's team need to do to win gold?
I don't think we did anything wrong strategically. I think we were strategically sound. I think the strategy is what kind of like, put us in that position to be close, right? I mean, the strategy and like, a couple players stepping up. I think the biggest issue was that we didn't ever have, in that final, at least we didn't like have 6 dudes step up at the same time. And I think like over a 40-minute match, that's what you have to do. Like, like I've told both of you, like I didn't have my best final by a long stretch. And I think like that cost us. I think like there was a couple other players that didn't make the impact that they needed to. I think you two played really well, and Quan had a pretty solid final as well. And so it's really hard to beat a team that's played together for a decade when, you're only 3 players a game or maybe 4 players a game are stepping up to like really compete that game. So like I think that was just it just was unfortunate. I don't think we did anything wrong strategically. I don't think like again like we're playing a team like we played England the game before and it was similarly a coin flip that we were on the right side of because we made a couple more plays, right? And so I think like we can beat ourselves up and we can like say, oh fuck, if we did this different or we did this different or whatever. But like literally look at the game the day before and it was back and forth, up two, down two, up two, down two, into a game where like if they get one of you out, we go into overtime. And we just made a couple extra plays at the right times, where in the finals we did not make the plays that we needed at the right time, and it cost us. And again, that starts with me, and I will blame myself for that forever.
Brutal.
I'll bring it up in your eulogy.
Fuck, dude. Couldn't get past it, dude.
Great guy, but that Austrian match, man.
Yeah. Couldn't find a block to save his life later, nerds.
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. Obviously, winning would have been great. Who doesn't want to win? But losing is just as important at times. And I do think with how cocky a lot of players in dodgeball can be, especially in the States, not playing cloth as long as a lot of these other countries and then getting third in Edmonton. And if we went from third straight to winning, like, I don't know what that would have done to like the egos and like to the mentalities of some of the players. And like, we could have run into an instance where we show up in 2026 and just get shit on because we just, we're the guys now. We beat Austria, like, cool. So like, I think that loss was more impactful than a win would have been. As Nate said, you're playing against Austria, right? It's guys that have been playing together for forever. They're not going to make mistakes. And they really didn't. You can look back at the film, maybe a couple things that they shouldn't have done, but like they, for the most part, always almost play a very clean game. And if you're not doing just that same thing, you're not going to win. And when, not saying anyone played bad on the court for us at all, but if you don't have at least 5 guys, ideally 6 guys, all on the same page for 90% of the match, like, you're not going to beat Austria. So, and that boils down to what you practice. You got, like, using Dan as an example, you practice, you go out there, throw balls to the wall, even if it's just for 10 minutes, right? Like, doing something just to make sure that when it comes down to game time, like, you will be ready.
Mm. Beautiful. Next question is from Gage Young. Each build a team of 6 to 7 players, comedy/vibes team, where you may or may not win the division.
Wait, I didn't understand the question. Say it again.
Each build a team. Yeah, build a vibey team. Funny team. Each build a team, 6 to 7 players, comedy/vibes team, where you may or may not win the division.
Like dodgeball?
Yeah, I guess just build a fun team. Who cares if you guys win or not?
With like current players or because I don't know a lot of current players. I don't really know.
I guess whatever you want.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put a Cedro on there.
Yeah, he's kind of funny.
He's fucking funny, and he's just like a weird. He's a strange cat.
I put Xander on it.
Xander's a solid pick.
He's a troll. Like, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I would put. Okay. Wait, are we just picking one team between us?
He said each build a team.
Oh, okay. I would put Brody on there. He's a fucking weird guy. I've never had a full conversation with him and understood a word he said. And so, like, I would just be in awe of, like, him talking, I think, the whole time. I think that'd be really funny. Fuck, I don't even know.
I'm writing my names down so I don't forget.
Connor Heelan.
That's a vibey guy.
He's funny. And especially if we don't need to win, he's great.
Connor's gonna love that.
I know. Oh, I had to take that little shot. He's a sweetheart. I would put Ish on there. Ish is fucking funny. And Cole. They're just funny guys that just fucking do everything. And Pine's gonna be on there too. That's
Nice.
7, but it works.
You said 6 and 7.
Okay, perfect. Are you writing yours down?
I didn't want to forget. I didn't know how long you were going to talk. It could have been for 20 minutes.
You know what? That's a good point. Tell you what, I keep it like a crisp 30 seconds on my
Yeah, sure, buddy. I got 6. So I have Connor and Brody like Nate does. I also threw on Xander because he's a troll. I have Levi from Protect Your Neck. Dude, that guy is actually he's so fucking funny. I also threw in Maddox because when you have Maddox and Brody together, it's just funny. And
Are they related?
No.
Okay.
I feel like I should know that, but I was confused when you asked me.
Cousins or brothers or something. They both look very similar and act very similar.
And then the last person I had was Bo.
Oh.
Because if we're talking about like it doesn't matter if you win, like it's fine. There, I gave a jab at Bo. I couldn't let you be the only person giving jabs out.
Shout out, Bo.
Shout out, Bo.
Next question is from Jeremy Bissell. Love you, the 3 of you. Always good vibes and times. Thank you for making this happen. Super easy question because I'm playing Tekken right now. What are some of your fondest memories playing, and what are some things you wish you did differently?
I think we've covered a lot of that. Fondest memories. Again, like just like watching back and like watching the team rush the court when a big like game changing or match changing thing happens. Those are my favorite memories. Like just the collective like excitement that is really like you find really rarely in life, as I'm getting older or whatever, like you take them for granted when you're doing it and when it's happening, but like isn't often when you have such an emotional reaction that like shakes your whole body and your whole world with like 6, 7, 8 other people. Like it's really special. So I think that's a really cool thing. And don't take it for granted. Like just enjoy the time you guys have out there with your buds, unless you don't like who you're playing with, and then I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude.
It sucks.
Out of luck.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah, I mean, fondest. I mean, yeah, we've kind of gone over it. Like, obviously, all the wins, team dinners, things like that. Not just from Doom, but just in anything, right? I feel like in Dodgeball, because of how close knit it can be. I found that more often than not when traveling, like whether it's people in an Airbnb or a team dinner, like people are always doing something, and that camaraderie, social aspect is great. I mean, I don't think I would have traveled as much as I did without Dodgeball, going to Hong Kong and all these places like Worlds and all these random tournaments. Don't think I would have done without Dodgeball. Obviously met Megan through Dodgeball. So like there's a lot of memories that Dodgeball brought. Obviously Dodgeball brings a lot of bad things, but it also brings a lot of good things. And what was the second? Was it like regrets or change? I wouldn't change anything, good or bad. Like you learn from mistakes. If you do something that, get you a yellow card or get you kicked out of a tournament or whatever, like you learn from it, you move on, you grow. So I wouldn't change anything.
Definitely agree with the last part. I guess I'll chime in because y'all two are here. I think one of my fondest memories is winning the semi-final game against England. I thought it was great. The whole team came on the court and cheered.
That shit was really cool. I watched that. I watched that game back in like. Well, because I watched those last plays develop too with like the ricochet and all that shit that happened, and I was like,
yeah, I watched it to make sure that I wasn't seeing things when those players got hit and didn't go out.
Oh, dude, it was bad. It was bad.
I was like, yo, I hit you on your foot, and he's like, yeah, but you were already out, and I was like, no, it wasn't. The ball bounced straight up in the air. And then they're arguing with it, and then of course the ball bounced straight up in the air off my calf. Anyways, that's not like I watched like just seeing if I was crazy, like you said, seeing if I was crazy. But then like just like the movements that happened that led to like the countdown happening, and then the explosion of like emotion is super cool.
That was amazing.
You were lights out that fucking match too, man. Like, and that's I think like
go ahead.
That's like what I was saying like earlier, like too, is like a big reason we won that is because you stepped up in a way that like we needed you to win. Like we don't win that without you. And in the final, you both played well. Quan played well. A couple others had a couple good games here and there, but we didn't have that like that full standout like kind of thing that like a full six needed to do. Not to like rehash that, but like your standout performance in that semifinal like pushed us to the final, and in the final, like, you know, unfortunately we didn't have that. Yeah. But
I appreciate it though. I think that was by far my best game I ever played.
Yeah, it was fucking incredible. It was so fun to watch.
They kind of
me and Payan on the side, they go like holding their breath.
Yeah.
Fucking so sick.
Next question is from David Levitt. Less of a comment, more of a compliment. We played Hex in upper bracket at Nationals, I believe round of 16. Pine's claw throws the grossest I've seen in dodgeball. All ball types. Could not figure out release point. No idea where it was going. Fire emoji.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
David.
Gas up Pine.
Good throw.
It's all right.
I mean, it gets the job done sometimes, here and there.
Yeah.
Next question is from Nicholas Factorin. 2015 men's foam gold medal team versus 2024 men's foam gold medal team. Discuss.
Fucking 2015 claps those cheeks so hard. No, I mean, I think that's funny. Nick was actually at that 2015 one, I think. No, I think it's just like the game has evolved so much, and like, hey, sorry, my dog barked at the neighbor.
You're fine.
I think the game has evolved so much that like the strategies that they're doing now, like we definitely were not that strategically sound back then, because like the game as a whole, like Payan and I were among those, like in Vince and like the early on like dudes were like the ones like kind of like evolving it as we were going. And so like the strategies were like, okay, like what can we get done? What can we get said quickly that like can get the point across without being too much to like, and now like there's whole playbooks and there's all these things that like kind of change that. So I think like 2024 has the advantage for sure because of just the strategy and knowledge of the game that we did not have at the time because we were inventing it. But I will say, like, you know, the form for Doom Dudes and Ketchum, like that's going to be a pretty hard team to like beat for 40 minutes. And again, assuming we're all in our prime, like that was prime me. Like that was like I was at my fucking peak there, and nobody on this 24 team's touching me at that level. sorry boys, like you guys are fucking shining my shoes. But but I don't know. I mean, just talking shit. But I think it'd be a fun match if we were all at our like peak, because that was peak Payan too. Vince was great. Ish was unbelievable. Ketchum was Ketchum.
Sam Jones was on the team. Young,
he was
hungry.
fucking
MVP.
He was
Sam Jones
good that year. God, he was good that year.
What else did we have? There's 9 of us. Good. Casey,
Zelensky, Gio, Casey.
Zelensky, Casey. Yeah,
the 9
and Gio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun matchup if we're all in our primes.
Yeah. I think I had this conversation with Xander, and he was saying the 2019 gold medal squad is probably the best. Yeah, the best men's team.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Especially like where everyone was kind of peaking. The only one that wasn't peaking yet was Elijah.
Yeah, it was young Eli, but it was like Pika Cedro, Dylan,
McGee,
Ketchum, me, even Gio, like baby Gio was like coming into his.
And the whole bench was still prime.
Yeah, it was solid. Yeah, the bench was older, but it was like all old vets.
Yeah. Nice. So 2015 takes that or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think like you'd have to ask the 2024 boys how bad of an ass kicking it would be, but I gotta talk shit. Like I'm an old head. That's what old heads do, right? Like you have older rappers talk shit to the new gen. Like that's just like you have Scottie Pippen talking shit to like new basketball players. It's like, dude, shut up, you're fine. But like, I guess that's like what you have to do when you're an old head.
And then last question from Munchie Avila. For both, how do you see the sport evolving over the next 5 years?
Oof, I don't know. That's always a tough question.
That is a tough question. Like you have things that you want it to do, and like, and you hope the right people are in place to help growth and to help all these things. But then you can look at like the previous 5 years and you kind of relatively be in the same spot, right? And like you're kind of like, okay, well, the venues have gotten a little bit better, but is there less attendance at the tournaments from teams, right? Like, is there consistent attendance at every USA round? Is there, like what are we doing to better the sport? And I think like we're taking the right steps in a lot of ways. Like the sponsorships are cool. I think Nicole's great. Nick Factorn, I think, is great. I think they're working really hard at it.
They also just added Brett to the board as well.
Good. And then Harwood apparently like is running tournaments, and that's been pretty good.
Dustin's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard he's doing really good things. But you wanna say like it has a really bright future, and like I want that to be the case. And I think if people work really hard at it, it can. It's just hard though, because like we need spectators and we need like views and we need like fans outside of like the 2,000 people that play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like what can we do to like fucking break through that next level of like viewership and making the world at large give a shit? Because like we want to say Olympics, right? But we're never going to get in the Olympics unless like we have people regularly watching dodgeball, right? Like, why would they take a chance on us if like, our YouTube videos are getting 250 views, and again, not like trying to like, I love dodgeball and I really want it to succeed so badly. So this isn't like me like trying to talk shit or be curmudgeon or be like a cynic. I just think like whatever next steps we take, like we have to be really like smart as far as like trying to get spectators, because spectators bring eyes, bring clicks, bring money, bring sponsors, bring everything. Without that, sport doesn't survive,
Got it, Justin?
No. Some of the things that Nate was going to say, I mean, it's tough. I mean, I do think it's in a better spot than it was previously. Unlike, at least in my opinion, unlike some of the leadership that they had in the past, they're listening to feedback, willing to make changes, have implemented some changes, how the tournament's structured, how long matches are, things like that. Like things that Canada does well, like they've heard from the player base and like are trying to transition, So I think with, as Nate said, like Nicole's great. Adding Brett was a good addition. Nick's doing a good job. Dustin has been great at running the tournament. So like they're getting people to help, and they have people that are in these positions that I do think care and they want to see it grow. It's just now taking that next step. And I think with the board that they have, I'm looking forward to seeing what they have planned for the next year and hoping that it can grow. But yeah, without people watching the videos, we can't even get teams to stay at the tournament that they're playing in to watch finals. So like, I know there's some things that need to happen that, who knows if it will.
Yeah, even when the players don't want to watch the finals, it's kind of a problem.
That's fucking crazy. I mean, I don't. That's wild. If you're trying to get better, like, why not watch the best? Like, it doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't make any sense to me.
But yeah, that's all the questions. Anything you guys want to close
Yeah,
on?
Yeah. It's weird because like uh
Okay, Justin. I think you're a little frozen on your screen, but we can hear you though.
Were you there?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, there we
Nice.
go. What were you saying?
Are you there?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You were saying something and then it cut off.
Nothing.
Oh.
Oh, was I? I don't remember, man. It probably wasn't important.
You're the it sounds like you're in the middle of an impassioned fucking speech, brother.
Nah.
It cut off. That's really funny.
Nice. Well, yeah, that's all the questions. Anything like closing statements you guys want to go off on?
Oh wait, I remember what I was gonna say.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, I was also gonna shout out Rebecca. She's also a part of the board, Rebecca Forand. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I didn't want to like not include someone. Um, yeah, just thank you for everything you guys do. That's really all I wanted to end with.
That's very sweet. I want to say thanks, Kim, for having us on. I appreciate it. Taking the time. Thanks for everybody for the questions and the love people have shown Doom and me and Payan specifically. I think like Dodgeball's in a good spot competitively, and I think like if you want to get better, you have to like put in the effort, right? Like, because a lot of people watching this, like, and the questions were asked, like, we're in a competitive nature, like, how do we get better? How do we do this better? And it's just about effort and energy. And I think like you're all able to do it if you just kind of put that shit forward. And I think I've just repeated myself, but anyways, thanks Kim for having us on.
Yeah, thank you guys for having on. I wish it would have went the way that we wanted it to with the whole Doom team coming on, but this was just as good.
Yo, dude, if that happened, we'd be talking for another 3 hours.
That's fine. I'll probably
it'd be a fucking 4-part podcast.
Yeah.
No, I would have left and just let you guys keep talking.
God, yeah, we could go for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Well, I'll send them all your love.
Of course. Thank you to anyone who's made it to this point. We're at the 3-hour mark, but it's for the love of the game. All right, thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, Kim.